Hello, everybody, and welcome to Run the Flood, our Shadowrun 5e game here on Table of Horrors. I am your Cosmic GM, Softenomicon, and I am joined here by my wonderful friends and players, Jason, played by Noskavian, Mojave, played by Daybreakathon, Morningstar, played by Virisa Rave, Cloudburst, played by Lord Rodan, and Shellhound, played by Wonton. So, when we last left off, everyone, it was a time the party had gone into the sewers after one of Morningstar's siblings and had managed to find them. Tim Tam, a small, maybe foot and a half long, twin-headed snake who appears to be warming up very nicely. I'm actually suddenly realizing I don't fully remember who was holding Tim Tam.
Tim Tam is with Morningstar. He's on top of Midori, who she's wearing like a backpack.
That is correct. All right, that's right. Tim Tam is curled up over the heatsink in Midori.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Tam is heating up. So, everyone other than Morningstar and the astral form of Mojave is off in the Amphibious. Both the Amphibious and Sleipnir's limo are currently on their way to the Snake Pit to talk with Jormungandr. We are going to come in to the limousine. Morningstar, you've obviously been let in. You're sitting inside of Sleipnir's limousine. It is a custom-made Hummer-style limousine. Custom, almost this iridescent cyan paint job. The inside is all black and this very pale blue.
Mm.
And Sleipnir is sat across from you, across this large area, legs stretched out. Clearly, this was built so that a 12-foot tall individual could stretch their legs out and sit up.
Right.
You see that the window that would be there for like the driver, not only is it closed, there's also a metal like doorway that's been shut as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't hear, like, you can feel the car noise, but it's like even the car noise is super muffled here. So
Mm.
clearly there is some soundproofing in this vehicle.
Okay.
Sleipnir looks over to you and just very calmly, "All right, kiddo. I think you and I need to have a proper talk. Because I don't think we haven't had a proper talk."
No, we have not.
Right. And you obviously have aspects. Not aspects, what am I thinking? Aspirations. Forgive me, sometimes I forget words. Not the thinker.
Mm.
Aspirations of being in this gang. And I want to clarify that as it stands right now, it is aspirations, kiddo.
Do you
The
not
lo-
want me?
now, I won't say that. You have promise. Clearly, you got a little bit of blood in you. But let me put it down. Let me give you a bit of a history lesson first. Then we'll talk about some other things, okay? The Loki Sun Mafia was started by me. I found Finn. We became brothers. Sometimes siblings, depends the day. And then we found your mother.
Mm.
She was smart, she was strong, And she was willing to work real fucking hard. And she earned her place. She earned my respect. She earned Fenn's respect. But she earned it. You see, that's one of the things we have here, is me, Fen, Yorm. We're not blood related, obviously, right? But we respect each other. We consider each other family. See, there's a difference when you're in a gang and a mafia between family and the family. And right now, my biggest focus is keeping the family safe. We are not in a good place right now. We're separating. We are spreading out into places that we wouldn't normally. One of them has been halted completely and is to an extremely dangerous location, and the other one, also dangerous situation, maybe not location, at least we thought so. Guess there was a blood god there. That was fun. But, politically not the safest. And I've now had information given to me about some things that have been said, some things that have been done by an individual who I do fear may have misunderstood her position. Now understand, I'm not yelling at you. No one gave you the onboarding, right? It was a chaotic time. I was busy. Things were happening. We probably should have done a lot more. Honestly, probably should have just done anything. So you know what? That's actually on me, for the most part. I should have done this a long time ago. Because you haven't had any of the startup. Because most people start with me. Most people don't immediately go into logistics. They don't go into the casino ring. They go through me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not actually more powerful, politically speaking, than Fen or Yorm. But I was the first. And I do the onboarding. I make sure people are safe for the family. And right now, kiddo, you are not being safe. Now, you're getting better from all my information. You already got a talking to about some of your more dangerous attitudes I didn't even know about, but you seem to be doing much better on that. You learned a lot, which I appreciate. You know what? You're working real hard. But as it stands right now, from the things I have heard, you are... How do I put this? You're a little bit too much like Yorm. And that's a problem, because Yorm, God bless her soul, worked real hard to not be a monster. Real hard, by the way, real hard. And I don't know if you've even grasped that at all. So, what I'd like from you right now is I want your thought process. I'm glad we got your sibling back. I want your thought process right now. What the fuck do you think you're gonna do when we get to the snake pit?
This whole time, she has been stoic, hearing everything that he's saying. There is no hiding in her eyes not frustration, the anger that she feels towards her mother. But she's received all the information, she's processed. And she says to him, "You say that I am like my mother. I wouldn't know. I've never had her around to be able to understand what that looks like. When I came to her and told her that I wanted to be a part of Loki's Sons, she brought me to that meeting with the Zodiac. And what I saw was big changes and the three of you not having control on what gets dictated to you. I also saw that my mother wasn't quite wholehearted in your endeavors, distracted. And at first I thought perhaps this is good for her. Perhaps this will make her choose correctly this time around. But she didn't. And when I sent her that message to get her child out of sewer, you responded. And how that reads to me is you do not trust her. You do not trust her to make correct choice. Because the correct choice was to get her fucking kid. And it is not the first time that she has made the incorrect choice. We talk about family and the family. I don't trust the decision making for any family when the opportunity to protect those that she gave birth to, she didn't. At any point. And you can tell me whatever about power and politics. But I guarantee that if one of Fenrir's children was put in a position like me and my siblings, Fenrir would have gotten his kids. And you all would have supported it. Do I understand your bonds correctly?
Like as you're speaking, you can see that Sleipnir, like, he's listening, and then as you continue, his eyes just start to narrow at you. And he pauses, like, not immediately responding to you. He sits up, puts, basically, like, properly, like, man spreads out, puts one hand on his knee, and he reaches over into what's basically a mini bar.
Mhm.
And one-handed, with just his thumb and nail, pops the lid off of what appears to be some sort of, like, sake bottle that has, like a beer bottle lid, and he fucking chugs it. Ugh. Okay. Alright. Alright. Where the fuck do you get off? The fuck do you mean? In what fucking universe do you think that she wouldn't have? Why the fuck did you think I took her phone? You don't even know what she's like right now, do you? You do not fucking grasp anything that's going on. She would have yeeted her ass so fucking fast into that goddamn sewer and died immediately. You have her fucking biology. You know what it's like to freeze to death. And she would have fucking been in that sewer. There's not a fucking way she would have found him. None of us knew what we were looking for. We didn't know we were looking for a fucking garter snake. We were looking for a person. Yorm probably wouldn't have known it was a fucking garter snake. Yorm doesn't even have any fucking goddamn magic, goddamn fucking techno powers. How the fuck was she gonna find them? She could barely use any of her magic anymore. It's been so goddamn burnt out of her from every fucking thing they did at Aztec. She has... There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way they didn't do that to you too. And you have the fucking gall to act like she's supposed to somehow not be fucking dying? She's lost medicine. She's lost people. That woman would have died 5 seconds after I fucking told her. If it hadn't just been a goddamn heart attack out fucking right. So where the fuck do you think that she wouldn't have done it? What do you mean, oh, she didn't make the choice? What fucking choice? I never told her. I stole that phone literally the minute fucking Lotus died because I knew if anything came through about you, came through about anyone else, she would have gotten her little fucking giant ass, 40-foot snake ass up and slithered off into the sewer after a fucking goose chase and died. And I'm not about to have my fucking sister die out of fucking nowhere.
My sibling wouldn't have been in the sewer if she would have saved us long ago. You ask where I get off, where I get the fucking goal? I spent my whole life in a lab, being ripped apart and put back together to my grandfather's liking. How many siblings have I watched the same happen to and not fucking make it? I understand she was sick, she was dying, but she is a Loki-san, is she not?
You
have
fucking
resources.
course she... No, that's it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
No, you do not get to tell me to shut the fuck up. You weren't there. You don't know.
This is where astral Mojave just starts like just astrally, as though he could grab Scales' hand. Just that almost imperceptible chill.
You weren't there.
Oh,
Sleipnir,
I wasn't there. Oh, I wasn't
Sleipnir,
there.
I am not asking you to defend her. I'm not asking for any reasons why she wasn't there, why she couldn't do it. I am not asking that of you. But I do intend on asking that of her. Because I want to hear it from her.
You're not fucking asking her shit. You are lucky if I let you in that fucking building. You're lucky right now after what you've just said to me, if I let you stay in this fucking city. Do you understand me right now? Do you even know who the fuck... You should fucking know who ran that fucking facility. Do you know who the fuck Aztec is? Do you know the shit they can do? What the fuck were we gonna do? Do you think somehow we were gonna magically be able to fight a fucking AAA? Do you think we were gonna be able to fucking slide through the sewers and get to a triple fucking A? Also, the fact that, you were ripped a fucking part. What the fuck do you think happened to her? She's like twice your fucking age.
Listen,
she was so hopped up.
Competition.
It ain't a competition.
Pain is not a competition, and it's not. I'm not competing on who experienced the worst fucking pain. That's not what I'm saying here.
Oh, that seems to be what you're fucking saying, because that's why you're so fucking full of yourself.
That's what you want to hear, because that's the easiest thing for you to attack.
Oh, that's not what I'm hearing right now. Oh, that's not what I'm hearing. Okay. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing some fucking...
You're not hearing me.
Go ahead.
And if you want to have this conversation, I need you to hear me. What I see when I look at Loki-san, it is not some arrogant, childish, power to lift myself up. I see a way fucking out. What I see is a family. What I see is protection. Not for me. I don't give a fuck what happens to me. But I care what happens to them. And she gestures to Tim Tam. And sort of, in general, her siblings. I care what happens to my people. And I'm willing to do the work. I'm assuming you got information from perhaps 404 over in Vegas. She could tell you exactly what I was willing to give up in order to protect. And at no point did I mention being a part of Loki-san that did not benefit Loki-san. That did not benefit us. Everything I said was in order to keep peace and in order to solve problems, which is what you do. Yes, when there is massive threat to city and to people, you provide protection, right?
Yes.
That is what I offer. And you're right, my mother does not have magic because of what they did. She does not have technomancy, but I do. I have technomancy. I can do a lot of things that can be incredibly helpful and useful. That is what I offer you. That is what
I'm
I
wondering.
offer this family.
But what you don't fucking offer? Do you not? Oh my god, okay. You talk about wanting to protect your people. Good fucking job, kiddo. I'm very proud of you on that one. I do too. Do you know what I am, kiddo? Do you know what I am?
No, I've not had benefit of knowing.
I'm a troll.
No one told me anything. Okay, you're a troll.
Do I look
Okay.
like a fucking troll?
No.
No. I'm a freak. So is Fen. Fen's not a natural shifter. He's an experiment. Just like your mom, actually. Oh, he knows very well what Aztec, Evo, what all those motherfuckers can do. I know what they can fucking do. I've seen the damage they've done. I've seen the damage they've done to my city. I've seen the damage they've done to my friends and my family. And what you're telling me, kid, what you're telling me right now, what I'm hearing, because I am hearing you out, is you want to spout out all this. I care for my people. I care for this. I see Loki-san as a way out. But you have not shown right now, you've shown that you have some sort of fucking barrier in your brain that you can't get rid of. Because the simple fact that you don't fucking count her in this, that she is some sort of outside, proves a point. And you've clearly shown that with everything you've just said. You think you're not saying that. But that's what you're communicating. That's what you're showing. You don't fucking care. You don't. You are selfish, meaning you're not good for the family right now. So do not act like you're like, oh, I have all these fucking skills. They're not fucking worth it right now. It don't fucking matter.
Perhaps it is because she is like a sister to you that you say those things. I want to care. I wanted her to be my mother. I did. If I am honest, there is part of me that still does. But put yourself in my shoes for just a moment. She has given me no reason to believe that she can be that person. So now it is, I don't need my mother. But they do. They need her. And so, my intention, should I go to Snake Pit, is to give her that opportunity. I am bringing Tim Tam to her so she can be a mother, because that is what she is. If not to me, to them.
My God.
Perhaps my words are aggressive, perhaps they are harsh. But what else am I supposed to do?
You are the most... I would love to know what the fuck Aztec did, honest to God, because fucking apparently they decided to take someone who I assume was supposed to be intelligent as fuck, and they ruined your fucking brain cells.
No, they
you
didn't.
Aren't... kiddo, if you don't stop talking right now, you do not grasp what position you are in right now, do you? What? Do you know what position you are in?
Astrally trying to grab hands.
You what? Kill me? Torture me? Sleipnir.
Yes, I
they
would.
Removed. I believe you. I do. But they removed all ability for me to care for those things. You want to torture me? Do it. You want to kill me? Fine. But it changes nothing.
Do you know the only reason you're not fucking dead right now? Guess. Fucking guess.
Okay. I can accept that.
I'm not hearing a guess. I said guess why you're not fucking dead right now.
Jormungandr? Because of my mother? Okay.
No. At this point, it's because there is a fucking minute point that you are useful. You have proven yourself to at least have some skill as a fucking shadow runner. But right now, you do not grasp anything. You have already shown that we have clearly gone way fucking backwards. We have gone so fucking backwards on you, clearly you do not grasp where you are right now. You are in my car. I am Sleipnir, one of the dawns of the Loki sun. And so far in this car, I have gotten no fucking respect. You have tried to tell me what I think I'm saying. That's not how that fucking works. I am trying not to be fucking pissed right now. Because so far, I don't think you should be anywhere near that one. And he points to points to Tim Tam. Because I think you're fucking dangerous. You don't have a fucking viewpoint on any kind of bigger picture, do you?
Sleipnir.
Astrally grabbing hand, just trying to squeeze that bit of aura, just trying so hard to just...
I will say, Morningstar, you can feel something touching your hand.
Yeah. I'm going to assume, because I can't see it, that it's Mojave. You know what I mean? Like, I can't see it. I don't have magic perception, so I'm just going to assume Mojave.
That spectral chill, that faintest pressure.
Does Mojave have the ability to choke out Sleipnir?
If I did here and now, I wouldn't.
Because I think Loki's son needs new management.
Right, at that part, no, but so she very softly says, Sleipnir. Have you ever met my grandfather? Has my mom ever told you about him?
Yes, actually.
Yeah. So you know how he is. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. What he did to my mother is reprehensible. What he did to me, what he made me, it is not that I do not respect you. It is that the things that he did took away not my fear, but my knowledge that I only have this, my will. I only have my love for my siblings. I was not fortunate to have you or Fenrir or 404. I didn't have that. I didn't have that kind of family. It was just me. And my siblings being kept from me, equally tortured. So if you see me not having the empathy you wish I have for her, understand who did it to me. And that all I've ever wanted was to be safe. When I left the lab, it tore my heart to have to leave them behind, but there was only one way out. And when I got out, I lived with nothing but fear. Nothing but paranoia of them finding me, of what they would do to me once they found me. And I got lucky. Found the people that I am with now, Shadowrunning, and they've taught me a lot about people, about social things and connection. When I went to my mother, I want to be a part of Loki-san so that I can get my other siblings out so that I can protect. That is what I want. But you cannot deny there needs to be a degree of ruthlessness to get things done. I think we can both agree on that. I will give my mother opportunity to teach me, to help me understand how you all do things. I will not deny her of that. But if I also have to make her realize that some of these choices, some of these things that were done, how badly they hurt, it is only fair that I get a right to do so. Again, I am more than willing to do whatever work in order to solidify my place, to earn my place. I am not afraid of work. I am not afraid of sacrifice. But I need you to understand where I'm coming from. I need you to know that I am not doing this without thinking. I want family. I want my family. And I, perhaps selfish, think I deserve to have my family.
He has this look on his face of just oh god, the word's not shock. It's
Aw.
No. It's
I would like to imagine that that spectral hand, the grip feels a little bit sharper, a little bit more chill, as well. It's hard not to hear a certain amount of Ollie in Scales' voice right now, the old Ollie, and if them emotions don't spike up.
Yeah, she does something before he says anything. She takes off her little like overcoat thing, and she shows him her scars. Lifts part of the back of her shirt so he can see that her spine isn't like regular, like shows herself to him. She's being very vulnerable in this moment, and starts to describe all the horrific things they did to her. The way she was torn apart, the memories she has of her grandfather, and the things he allowed and dictated and sometimes was a part of. She wants him to understand her. And so she's like laying herself bare in this moment and just being so real with him as she shows him all of this. And then she shrugs her coat back on and simply says, "Let me prove to you why I am good for Loki-san. I have endured the worst. I can be what is needed. Just give me the chance to show you."
Sleipnir is currently, he's moved away from his appearance of shock, and he has leaned back into the shadows. And this is where you can see his eyes ever so slightly, very slightly, actually glow a little bit. It's very, very light.
Mm-hmm.
And he is this dark, imposing shape at the back end of this limo as he stares down at you.
Sure. Just one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
She lifts her tail and she shows him. It's ever so slightly crooked despite her healing, right? And she shows him and explains to him how part of her tail got broken. And she says to him, "I was so scared of everything that I was willing to allow a psychopath to remove my fear. And only by the grace of my friend did I realize how important who I am is to remaining who I am. And she does like give him a brief description of like essentially the psychological torture she was going through in order to remove part of her, right? And it's very much like, if you think I'm like my mother, I'm sorry, I've never had the chance to know that, but like, this is who I am. So just so that he's like just completely aware of who she is, of her, of, like I said, being super vulnerable with him in that moment. Yeah. So that way he just knows.
Of course, and he's no movement for a good long time. The car is awkwardly silent, and then finally, not moving forward, not leaning, just in that darkness, a little calmer, but not kind. It's cold. From this point on, you are on probation. If you say one fucking word about being in the Loki Sons to anyone, I will kill you. Right now, you are on a fucking watch. You have gone down from member to fucking maybe. Everything you said to me, I can understand. I can hear. I get it. I get the pain. I get the agony. Because that's what my entire fucking gang was based on. Is people being beaten down, brutalized, torn apart by society. I have seen people around me evaporated. And then put back together. And evaporated again. I have watched so many people around me die. I have been in wars before. And I get it. The corps are fucking brutal. They're awful. They grab people, they do things. They don't care. You're a fucking number. You're not a person anymore. And everything that you've just said to me, that moment of vulnerability, I have heard every bit of it before, and I mean beat for fucking beat. And then add a little bit to it. Because that was just when she was under 18. She doesn't remember most of the stuff after that. Fentanyl overdoses will do that to you. You know, mass amounts of tranquilizers for your entire fucking existence for a good couple months. You are not ready to grasp what I am trying to say. But I have heard what you're saying to me. We are going to go to this snake pit. And you will not speak to your mother until I say so. If you do, you will be escorted out. Because I can't trust you not to do something really fucking stupid. And if a high-ranking member of my gang, because as you said before, you know, sometimes you gotta be a bit cruel, gotta be a bit, you know, not thinking, if a high-ranking member of my gang gets fucking hurt or dies, and I'm stuck holding two halves of a fucking shit show on my own, then it ain't even gonna be me you gotta worry about. Because I could just put you on probation from Loki, son. The info that you've received from other sources right now, you aren't even grasping what you got welcomed into.
I have a
And-
question, ST.
Oh yeah, yes.
As he's saying all this, so I'm going to tell you the way that it reads to me, and then you just, confirm or whatever. Is there like a hint of fear that he has? Maybe not of me or anything like that, but something that is like, making him nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Can you give me a judge intentions?
Yeah.
Because obviously it's dark in here. There's a lot of anger there, so trying to read below that.
Yeah, I'm just because he's saying all these things, and to me, I'm hearing he's afraid of something, and she wants to figure out like, why are you so scared? Not of me, but like, what are you so scared of? There's something funky here that she's trying to suss out.
Yeah, Jay's not there, but what I'm hearing is that Sleipnir is the new big bad that we have to defeat.
I don't know why it didn't go. Let me try that again.
Oh no, I got it. It's
Oh, you
two.
did? Okay. My thing just didn't load. Okay, sorry. Okay.
I'll give 2 to be enough. There's a lot of anger, clearly. Like it's a lot more than I think you would expect from someone who, for the most part, seems, at least on the surface, to be very warm and, maybe it's a little obvious that, he is a mob boss.
Yeah.
Clearly, that is not someone, no matter what mask they put on, that is a criminal who has committed horrible acts of violence, more than likely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so there is that rage, there's that predatoriness that you can recognize immediately as this is someone who would just kill because he felt like it. But he's not. And on the note of like maybe fear, I would say that fear is the wrong word.
Okay.
I would allow you to notice in his voice, underneath the anger, maybe a little bit of indignation, and then a little bit of sadness.
Okay. Yeah, because it feels like he's like, not that his anger is misplaced, but just almost like it feels like a warning off. Do you know what I mean? Like he's trying to get her to be like, I give up. I'm not going to be in this or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to push her away. And I guess she's like, is it because you're scared of something? You know what I mean? Like that's sort of the vibe. So yeah, she's listening to what he's saying and she's processing this and just kind of nodding. But there's something there that like snags for her, that she's like, this is a lot. This is a lot of like rage that feels like it's not entirely me. Like it's not all because of choices or things that I've said. It's like something else is motivating this. So I think that's just like where she's
2
at
judge
with it.
intentions. I'd say that's probably what you're reading with a 2.
Okay, yeah, because she's like, this is a lot of like extra shit here. Is this really because of me? But she says to him, okay, I will not say anything until I am told to speak. But I will ask this. At least allow me to bring Timtam to her. He doesn't have my issues with her.
A fucking horse you can bring the goddamn little snake. Why do you think I'm bringing you there?
Okay.
I just don't need you saying anything immediately. Okay, you know what? I realize this. You'll fucking see it when we get there. You know what? That's a good fucking idea on my part. You will see when we get there. Why I'm acting like I am. You know what? That's clear. You don't understand. You're not grasping it. I'm not good at fucking describing shit. Makes sense, you know?
Did
What's
you
up?
see? Did you receive a video?
Yeah. Also security footage, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, why the fuck do you think she's in the state she is?
No, I am asking because when I was in Vegas, I received a video. I saw what he did.
Yeah. And you know, I
Not just
I
to
I know the
her.
message on the wall was for you.
Yeah.
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 By the way, I should fucking tell you something. Lotus was one of mine. That was a very good friend of mine. She meant a lot to me.
I'm sorry. I'm
I don't want to
sorry.
hear. I don't want to hear I'm sorry because you have nothing to be sorry for. The message was meant for you, but you didn't actually fucking do shit. A psychopath gonna psychopath. So I don't want to hear I'm sorry right now. I just want you to be aware of everyone else out there. I want you to be aware of how many people fucking died that night. And numbers aside of how fucking bullshit that is a lot of fucking people. That was a major doctor. Actually, that's the worst fucking part. That was two. That was our only fucking two magic doctors, by the way. We lost both that night. We lost
need
Frenzy.
doctor,
We
I know
lost
one.
fucking Lotus. Yeah, I know you fucking know one. You know what? Maybe that little motherfucker can help. Do I fully trust him right now? Not that much. But maybe he can fucking help. Because you know what? I'm on fucking edge. I have Corpse to deal with. I got other gangs to deal with. I got a fucking Kraken to deal with. I got fucking Zodiac to deal with. And you should know that. So you know what? I'm not going to be angry anymore. I'm not going to say anything. I'm a final thought here. When we go in, you don't say anything until I say you can, okay? You don't even approach until I say you can approach. Your friends are under the same fucking ruling. For right now, you are on probation, okay? And what that means is that you have now fallen into the group of people that we watch to see if they're a good fucking choice. So you don't say shit about Loki-san. You don't say shit about Zodiac, ever. So from right now, you do not introduce yourself as Loki-san. You do not mention Loki-san until I can say you do. You are not Loki-san at this moment. Until I believe that you are ready to go through an initiation of some kind, alright? Do we make yourself clear?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure this part of the conversation, we are fully on the same page.
We are.
You want to be in the gang so bad, bet, understandable, perfectly fine. But you're going to go through the same fucking process that everyone else is. Blood means zilch right fucking now. This gang runs off blood of the Covenant. It don't matter who the fuck's blood's running through your veins. Because if I cared about that, you got the fucking blood of a war criminal running through your veins too.
Yes.
So blood ain't really mean a lot. So, we are almost there. I've had a bit of a moment. And you know what? I can even admit I'm sorry for raising my voice in a small space. It's been a stressful couple fucking days. I
Yes,
thought I
it
was gonna
has.
lose 90 fucking percent of everyone I knew that night. It was a wild fucking set of nights. I didn't have my tech. I don't have either of my techs now, actually. Oh, wow. Did you notice that? I lost two of my fucking doctors. I lost two of my best fucking tech people. I'm dealing with a goddamn bunch of shit. So now, the one other tech person that I thought I could have, I have to put on probation because I don't fully know if I can trust you. And that's just me. I don't care anymore, alright? I don't know. I just don't know. Because you need time. You got time to cook.
I have a question.
Ask.
404 was with me in Vegas.
Yes.
At no point did she mention any of these things. She heard me say many things, and at no point tried to stop me. Why?
Stop you from what?
Introducing myself as a Loki son, any of those things. She not once did she stop me or tell me, hey, maybe don't do that, or nothing. A lot was going on, admittedly, but at no point was there any warning of any of these things that would be of concern to you.
Because 404 is Zodiac.
I see.
I love the woman. I do. She's good at her fucking job. She's an older friend of mine. Bitch watched me grow up, basically. But she is Zodiac, not Loki's son. And at this point, this is not grander shit. This is not big whatever the fuck, okay? This is homegrown family shit.
Okay.
Besides, not everyone can just tell you common sense. If you don't got it, you don't got it. Sorry about that. Understandable. We're almost fucking there. Make myself fucking presentable.
He puts a cherry in her mouth. She wants to say some wild shit right now, but she's like, I will not do so. And so she just starts eating the cherries that Cloudy gave to her.
That faint astral pressure, just one last little squeeze and then withdraws, because being there means I should probably get back to my body.
It's like,
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I want to do something very crazy. Ooh, wait, maybe I should wait. I'll wait. And as far as very quickly, as far as like tech people go that are gone, right?
Yeah.
Who is he referencing to? Like those two people?
You could confer that he says two. 404 clearly was probably one of the best tech people the Loki since had, and then also, Starry Eyes is no slouch, and Starry Eyes just straight up betrayed everyone and left.
Got you. Okay, so.
And you know that Frenzy and Lotus died that night. So
yeah,
that's why the two magic doctors he's talking about.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, just so that I had that correct in my mind. Okay. Does he know the extent of Starry Eyes, like, betrayal? Does he?
You're not sure.
Okay.
You would have to ask him.
Okay.
He just says he lost. He's not clarifying whether that means dead or not. But he does clarify, or at least he stated, yeah, I lost my things. And, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll put a pin on that for now, but okay.
Of course.
Now that I have a better understanding. Okay.
I will say at that point in the conversation after the stuff, because where you were was not really that far away from Freak Show Row. That's about as long as the conversation could be, especially with that awkward silence he had while he was thinking. You're pulling up to the snake pit. On that way there, sliding over to the other car, is there anything, comedy or otherwise, that the other party would have liked to say? Mojave's passed the fuck out in the car, and it's just Jason, Shellhound, and Cloudy. Anything you three would have liked to say to each other on the way there?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them what's their favorite food.
There we go.
Honestly, depends on my mood.
That's kind of answer, actually. Eating one thing's not good for you.
No.
Anything non-soy.
That's a little hard.
Well, it honestly depends on how it's done. Like, have you ever had like some nice miso where you know it's supposed to be soy?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. It's pretty nice.
Well, if you know a place, I'm hanging out with you guys. Be happy to go with you.
We can try and find one with everything that's happened down Freak Show Row. A lot of the nice places might not be there anymore. Which is honestly as a shame as anything.
I mean, that's always fun finding a new place itself. You know, gives you an opportunity to find a new hangout.
Yeah, yeah. It. We might be able to find something nice after everything's turned itself on its head anyway. So you know what? You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Try to look on the bright side than the sour side.
So what about you? What's your favorite then?
Recently I've been pretty partial to Kerr and Kaplan. Lots of flavors.
Huh. And what is that?
I'm not sure.
So you just name this thing and you're like, do you even know whether that's like no, well actually, you know what? Sometimes it's better not to know.
If I don't know, I
Sometimes.
can't be upset.
Well, it can be if it comes out tasting garbage, but I get what you're putting down.
Yeah.
But you know what's oddly good, or was there was this nice place, Rosalina's, down by the boardwalk. The best bolognese you've ever tasted
Mm.
this side of the country, and absolute delight. We will have to find it if it's still there.
Sounds like a plan. It's always a good way to get everyone to get along.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next question. Favorite drink?
Probably wine.
Red, white, dry, sweet, oak aged.
Probably wine.
All.
The answer is yes.
I'm not too picky. I mean, if it's put in front of me, I'll drink it. Every wine has something you can appreciate. Well, not every wine. Almost every wine has something you can appreciate about it. Some taste pretty piss.
Have you ever had tomato wine?
Probably.
I haven't. I've read about them existing. I've never actually meant to try it. So kudos to you for actually finding one.
Oh, I'm just saying probably because like I drink a lot of things put in front of me.
This is bad. This is not good.
The DM is writing down notes.
Poison wine could be put in front of this man and he's drinking.
Hold on. That was the next thing on Cloudy's mind. Has someone, I don't know, ever poisoned you with that general thing, like slip something in your drink? And
Yeah.
You don't remember like the next 4 hours?
Yeah, I've woken up in places before.
Oh my god.
And you still keep doing that? You just drink whatever someone puts in front of it?
Well, I mean, it doesn't happen that often.
Noted.
The DM is taking
Noted.
notes.
Mojave is not here right now, but just it's a good thing that I know how to antidote.
And Cloudy is just thinking for a couple minutes.
I guess
Okay.
Jay's
not.
driving.
Yes, but Jay, you could also have a conversation while driving, unless you're just really into the road right there.
No, that's true. I'm probably driving from the back seat with everyone else.
Yeah.
Or just set it on autopilot because you can.
Yeah. You know, I've got a drone that shoots liquor.
That
And
sounds like a fun
cocktails and
party
stuff.
trick.
Yeah, it is.
Could it shoot it into my mouth?
Yeah, that's what I do with it. Yeah.
Nice, perfect.
I mean, a lot of the times you'll use it as just like liquor dispenser, but yeah, no, there were a couple of parties over in Vegas where that came to quite a good effect.
Isn't
Yeah.
it like rapid fire and you have to catch it, and if you miss, you just get liquor all over your face?
Yeah, the drone shoots shots.
Nice. I'm gonna have to practice that.
You know, did we ever wind up doing a bachelorette party?
Oh, who got married?
Well, we were sort of DJing and doing the
I know we did a
bachelor
bachelor
party.
but
I don't
did we
think
ever
the
do a bachelorette
bachelorette
party?
liked us very much.
That's no fun.
Something about anxiety being the stripper, I think, irritated the bachelorette.
It did wind up being all right by the end, but it didn't help that what was it, the bachelorette was weird, super ancient spirit's daughter or something. It was a weird party.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
You had me until you didn't. What?
So something you'll learn with this crew is we regularly deal with, quite frankly, absurd bullshit.
Isn't that life?
No. No. So there's normal, like, weird, and then there's absurd. Like what you're talking about is here. What I'm talking about is up here.
Huh. All right.
Like, you forgot? Did you forget it? Like, did you got a dossier about like blood gods in Vegas, or was that missing?
Oh. Asking the DM, was that in the dossier?
You did get details about at least the general shit that went down in Vegas, and that it was really scary,
Yeah.
really bad, and almost killed the world.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The first run-in with what eventually became the blood god was like my second week with these people, maybe a little bit less.
Just about.
That's
It's
kind of
been
cool.
months.
You know what they say? What happens in Vegas could escape and endanger the whole world.
Yeah. You could say that. There's a reason I'm not over there anymore, and I'm over here.
Yeah, except one of the big bads of said big blood god thing, you know, one of her creations of sorts,
Yeah.
murdered a whole bunch of your compatriots, the Loki sons. They're here. They're out and about, and they're a goddamn menace. Welcome to the party.
Yeah. A lot of stuff went down in Vegas.
It's over
Welcome to
here.
the family, son.
Mhm. One could say it started here, then moved over there, and then kind of came back. It's
I know, a lot of people died in LA too.
At least you can say it's interesting. You know, it's not gonna be boring. Hang out with you guys.
Looks over in the one of the parts of the under seat, seeing if there's finds part of a little Scotch bottle that's filled up, you know, a little bourbon bottle. Sorry, that's a corner full. Passes it over.
No questions asked. He takes a swig.
Jesus
It is
Christ.
just scotch. It's kind of like, yep. There's a reason why may you live in interesting times is meant to be a curse. That shit sometimes just isn't the most fun thing life can put in front of you. But hey, we're alive to see the next day. Take back the bottle, take another swig, and
this will be about the time that you pull up to the snake pit.
Mojave appears to wake up, straightens his hat, sits back up, as though he was asleep.
Of course. Everyone may exit their vehicles. You were basically parked right in front of the snake pit. It is surrounded by cars, has its closed sign up, and every one of these cars looks identical. It's a bunch of large, like, black vehicles. Some of them are, like, big trucks with, basically, like, snake-themed business logos on them on various pieces. There are dudes everywhere. A lot of them either wearing some form of jacket or pin or some such that has one of the symbols appears like a horseshoe. In fact, it is something that Shellhound is very familiar with, as I believe, Shellhound, you have a tattoo of this.
Correct.
Or you have yes.
On my arm.
On your arm, which I think is actually visible, which is the symbol of Sleipnir. And then there's another symbol that is similar, at least vague in shape, but seemingly is a mixture of snake fangs. Although that symbol is currently... I guess the best way to put it is that any of the individuals wearing this snake fang symbol have the symbol kind of pulled over. Like there's some sort of black tape, or some people have put a mark through it. And a lot of people are standing around. They look very upset, but like not angry, more concerned. Some are even looking sad.
Stressed.
And the minute that Sleipnir gets out of the car, everyone's at attention.
Jay would change the paint job on the van to have a snake on it. And when we're pulling up, Jay would say to his group in the car, he's like, awesome, we're here. I bet everyone's going to throw Scales a party.
So
Something
Scales,
like that.
so Morningstar, before she is fully out of the car, right? A kind of thing happens, right, where she sort of her demeanor changes to that of, even though Sleipnir said like you're on probation, all that stuff, that is not her demeanor. Her demeanor is as if she is a part of the Lucky Sons, because it's one of those things manifest, right? And so her she becomes like a gangster, you know what I'm saying? Like the vibe is that she has her coat back on, she's looking spruced up, not like she was just in an argument with Sleipnir, but she behaves in the way that would probably be expected of her, in terms of like, he slept near, she's an underling, that type of thing. So she never goes ahead of him, she's always kind of like behind. But her face is cold and it is devoid of emotion. Her scales are all black, and it's not linked to her like feeling that kind of rage. It's her purposefully like pulling all emotion from herself, and it's not being given away in her scales. So she's all black and is right behind him, and she doesn't look at her crew of people, because she is playing a part right now. And so that's what you guys see, is this just almost militant kind of behavior from Morningstar.
Yeah, and perhaps that's her part to play in this moment, but Mojave's part to play in this moment is Mojave. So the moment that both his feet are on the ground out of the car, you know that he's going to wobble his way up to Scales.
Mhm.
Stupid grin on his face.
Mhm.
Followed
doesn't
by
react.
another man with a stupid gun on his face and a walking stick.
Also doesn't react to that either.
Followed by a giant troll.
Yep. Yeah.
There, the gang members around you, obviously they're standing at attention for Sleipnir, but a lot of the ones with the covered over serpent-esque design with the snake fangs, that's all marked over, a lot of them turn the minute they see Scales, and everyone can see this. It's a mix. Some of them look at Scales with curiosity, but there are a good handful, maybe half of them, look at Scales with a little bit of maybe a pushed down anger. Like some of them really aren't happy looking over at Scales.
Yeah.
And there's sort of this vibe that maybe they have made their own decision or opinion of what's going on. Obviously, these are all members of a group who just had a massive, horrifying event occur to them. And they're clearly looking for any outlet.
Frankly, she could not care less.
I would say that, like, when Mojave is near enough to Scales that they could walk beside, there's a moment where he seems to like stumble, trip, like into her, not full on falling into her, but just that little trip and fall of physical contact where you're obviously in the zone right now, and the displays of affection won't do. But like, yo, I'm here for you.
Yeah, she sees their anger and is very much like, they can blame me all they want. It's fine. But she does, you kind of chirping into her, it doesn't shake her away from that. But I think you just know her well enough to know that she's like, thank you, is appreciative of it. Morningstar has always been a pariah. She has always been an outsider. She's always been the stain, so like, this is nothing new to her. And she just exudes power and strength. She did not face down a blood god for these folk to make her feel bad about herself. Like, you ain't shit, I think, like, personally, she feels bad because she's like, T did this because of T. And so she feels bad in that way, but what do you want from me? But yeah, she follows Sleipnir's lead as promised, doesn't say anything, but there is no fear on her face. There is no hesitance or anything like that. Yeah.
Jay is gonna go up to Scales and like give Scales a high five or a fist bump or something and be like, yo, Scales, when's the party for us killing a effing blood god? We're like the heroes. Like, your boys are gotta be throwing us like the coolest party.
She smiles, like full like teeth, like smiles, right? And she gives him the fist bump, and she doesn't say anything because she promised Sleipnir that she wouldn't fucking speak until she was allowed. But she definitely fist bumps him, and the expression is like, we'll see, we'll see what happens. But yeah, continues forth.
I mean, we have been a bit too busy to party, but hopefully with things, with little Tim Tam all safe, now we can start to we can do fun things.
I wouldn't mind a party.
Yeah.
And Jay will just stay in arm's reach.
Yeah, fucking, I'm looking at Sleipnir like, that's right, we did face a blood god, sir.
Oh, yeah. And I will admit, when Jay walked up and said all that, like looking up at Sleipnir is absolutely like still walking, but turned like his eye back to all of you, and just a little bit of a narrowing, and then he turns his head and keeps walking forward.
Oh, and Jay definitely was not quiet. He was very loud. When
No.
he did that.
There's also a good couple of people who are staring like over like, it's like some murmuring, and you can every now and again catch like, who the fuck?
Oh yeah, no, we are a spectacle, and there is no denying it.
Mhm.
Oh no.
yeah, yeah.
Shalham is still nodding at his coworkers. And
Ooh,
greeting.
Nice.
ooh, just for the flavor and just for the spite on her scales, right? Like she looks all black or whatever, but a few of her scales are a paler color. They're like a paler gray silver color. And it is in that wonderful, lovely rune that you put for her as Hell Loki-san, and it's on her back. So when they see her walk past, they will see it. Like, I don't care what Sleipnir says. But I don't say nothing. I am
He can't see.
keeping
He's in front
to-
of you.
Yeah, no, he can't. But but you know, it's very the vibes are very like,
Aren't you wearing a jacket?
hey, I got a lot of scales. I'm 12 foot long. Okay. 12 foot long, baby. So yeah, she's very she's following the rules. She's not speaking. But you can say a lot without speaking. So
That's true.
yeah.
You all.
And I want to be so clear, the if there's any vibe that these people get is that, especially the ones that have the covered up snake stuff, right, is very like, oh, we're gonna fix this, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna get Jormungandr where she needs to be so that you can uncover those tattoos, because crossing them out and shit is crazy. You know, so that's the vibe.
With I kind of love this. With this motley crew walking up, you all will enter, and the snake pit. There is no music playing. It is very quiet in here. But there is a very soft crying, and over on one side you can see the woman who's crying. She's sitting with a lot of women, all dressed very similarly to like the last time you saw Lotus.
Mm.
And she would dress in these very nice like silk gowns, but a lot of these silk gowns tend to be worn by people who worked at the snake pit, and
Mhm.
you know these other women are kind of dressed similarly, just in different colors. And the woman who's crying is in an all-white outfit with this almost slightly fluffy collared, like translucent, almost like the widow coats, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She's almost kind of in that. It's falling completely to her shoulders, and she's crying, and she immediately brings your attention to her just because she looks extremely similar to Lotus. Like, very similar, like definitely related.
Mhm.
And she's sitting there crying alongside these women who are trying to like calm her down. And it's just obviously this is that. The rest of the room, a lot of people are very somber. There are guards in here, full weapons. Some of them are massively cyber dudes, just standing in front of in the snake pit. There was this massive, I guess the best way to put it would be this curtain that blocked off the center zone where Jormungandr would be. And the curtain is completely down, and a second curtain is down. So you can't even see through translucence. And all these guards are set up, and sitting on the stairs outside this curtain is Torpor. And he's like, hair's messy. He looks like he hasn't slept. His hand is like in his hair. His head is down, and he looks devastated. And the minute you walk in, he kind of ignores everyone else. He just sees Sleipnir. Eyes kind of go wide, and he just hand over his mouth like he's trying to think about what to say. And he gets up and tries to walk over. Sleipnir kind of approaches him, and then just a very calm exchange of, "How is she?" And he's just, I'm doing my best. I'm not a vet.
I have a
yeah.
question.
Yes.
Astrally.
Roll a sensing.
Yeah. I got a yes.
Yes, you did.
Oh, that's a 6. You got a yes. Okay, Mojave. You can see everyone in this room. There are many people in here. Emotional qualities. Everyone is sad. Everyone is angry. Everyone's everything. Torpor is tired and devastated, and his essence score is slightly lower. He has not eaten in a while. He's clearly been not taking care of himself. You can also tell that Sleipnir has not been taking care of himself. Man probably hasn't slept in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least slept well. And then you see her. There is a massive aura behind this curtain, and you recognize it as Jormungandr. You have met the woman before. And you get a full health of her. She is in an extreme case of withdrawal. Her body temperature is dangerously low. Heart rate is very low. She's breathing very slowly. She isn't even conscious right now. She does not have a body temperature or heart rate to be conscious. And the blood pressure for for a giant snake is... There's a good shot, even if she was awake, she might not be able to physically move with such a low blood pressure. And you know that she is suffering from extreme withdrawal from opiates. As well as from various forms of magic. Like magical cures or magical things of such nature. Actually, something similar to what you would do, though you can sense that it was a spell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The instant he perceives this, like the drunken walk falls away. He quickens his pace, striding forwards, like beelining. Guns, guards forgotten. Sleipnir forgotten. Torpor forgotten. Nope. Mission. If anything, he says, "Don't worry, I'm a doctor," just as he's crossing the room so nobody freaks out and shoots him, but reaching in his bag, already like,
and as,
"Hi, I'm a doctor!"
Right. And as Mojave walks forward, some of the guards are about to stop him, and then Slep raises his hand, and the guards back off. And then Slep and Torpor move very quickly forward. All of you are not stopped from following if you would like to go. Obviously, in your mind, you just saw Mojave bolt, and then Slep stopped guards from stopping him.
I will follow.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna... Everyone will enter into the curtain at their own time as they will, so I'll just give this big description. Physically, what you are confronted with when you go past the curtain are massive coils of Jormungandr in a full Naga form. Her head is not visible, but you can tell that there's a section where the bump of her body is, and you can definitely tell that in there is her head. It's just so far in. It does not look like she's breathing. Her body is very still. And there is like this, probably only audible due to the size of her, there is this kind of gently labored breathing that's going on, but it's very weak. And definitely only audible because of how... It's a 40-foot snake. It's the only reason you could hear it. And it's just that air being dragged in and out of lungs.
Yeah,
you can...
No hesitation, just the instant we're like... We go up, just knees to the ground, bag practically dumped, like...
Slep kind of comes up, like, you're obviously working your ass off. Slep kind of comes up behind you, and he leans over and just touches the side of Jormungandr. And Mojave, you're close enough to hear this. You hear him just very gently. "Oh, come on. Come on, Lily, don't do this to me. Please, don't do this to me."
Powders, liquids, a scrap of feather, a bead. Looks like a rock. just things are being added in bottles. Alleviate addiction, detox, heal, whatever you want me to roll here.
You can roll all if you would like. You can roll to just attempt to fix.
Yeah. We'll start with alleviate addiction. No, you know what? No. Edge. I can do better. I'm spending an edge and I'm doing this properly.
Yes.
Of course.
What is that? An assisting? Oh,
No, alleviate addiction.
gotcha.
That's okay. That's just alleviate addiction. You still have things like heal and a few other things if you'd like to roll them.
Oh, no, I will be.
You were fine.
So we'll go alleviate addiction. We'll go. You know what? You can't go wrong with a detox.
Right.
Alleviate addiction, detox. You said that she's experiencing magical withdrawal. Is that
Yes.
something that say euphoria, the spell that mimics the where the mass area of effect vibe is opium den? Would that be appropriate here?
Yes.
I'm just doing everything. And just tell me how much it hurts after the fact.
Roll your drain. You're fine.
You know what? We'll. I don't.
You are
think
making
these-
very good soup.
Yeah, no, we're making the best soup. Let me see. Does this get added to the soup? Heck, we'll add this to the soup. Resist pain.
Hey.
Okay. Three. No drink.
Say again?
I'm sorry. I'm counting out all the things you've gotten.
Okay. Yeah, and we'll.
It's just Mojave's entire spell list is going off. By the way.
I would like to do any first aid that I can manually before I pop the heal spell because that's how things gotta go. But for rolling.
I mean, you have all of Torpor's equipment, so I'll let you count that just like you do your first aid.
Cool. So yeah, I'll roll a first aid first before I pop off with healing. Which the kit we've got adds +6.
Yes, but you get +8 because you have your quick heal.
Yep. I'm remembering things. And now we'll do the heal. We're just dumping everything to.
Drain. You're good. Jesus Christ. Okay, so
Asthma.
you make. Oh, yes.
No, I was going to say, as Mojave is doing all this, Morningstar hasn't come closer to her, but is in the room. And she will not say anything or do anything until she's told it's okay.
There's also Doc Creasy very kindly bought a success as well.
Adding it to the soup.
Yay, soup! And just for the record, as Mojave's mixing up this medicine, there are those moments, whoever's standing nearest and has a free hand in the moment, be it Scales, be it Sleipnir, whoever, they're just those moments of, hold this.
It's probably
Oh.
Sleipnir.
Oh, okay.
And Torpor.
Oh, I mean, unless Cloudy and Torpor want to do something about it, but like,
I mean, honestly, I'm juggling like 7 different bottles here, like...
yeah.
At this point, Cloudy has taken like 2 each. It's like yoink, yoink. Whoever else is
Yep.
they're doing a weird, wacky cooking magic adventure. Cloudy's just sitting there like professional.
Yeah.
Rummages pocket, drops a paperclip into the soup. It seems to dissolve. Don't worry about it.
Oh my. I will actually put something here. Is as all of Mojave's spells go off, as they are being prepared, the soup is made. All of you will notice that no matter what spell is used, it seems like all of Mojave's spells at this point seem to end up with this slightly, almost, there's like fire orange color to them. Not always as bright as just like pure like glowing or whatever, but it always ends up with this slightly orange hue.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's my color. Yeah, no, we're making some real good soup, and I think when the mixture, it's one of those things where there are some times where anybody with medical expertise would look at what I'm doing and be like, "What on earth? Why are you putting Cheerios in the medicine?" But
Torpor a few times is like, why are there
Huh?
fucking Cheerios in there?
For the texture.
I Morningstar offers nothing. She looks like a fucking snake statue, a Gorgon statue in the corner, you know?
yeah, there are moments of some of the powders are definitely in those little baggies as though they are usually sold otherwise. But when it is all together, it takes on that sort of clear orangey hue, and he just stands up and goes over to Jormungandr's head and just very gently, like, pours it, just drops it like over her head along the line of the spine between the eyes, just very gently. Bringing this light to her scales.
You will see Jormungandr is a very dark snake. She's very much a appearance of like a black rainbow boa, where it's that dark scales and you have that iridescence that shimmer over it. And you've never really seen Jormungandr ever have a warm color to her.
Hey!
Damn, alright. Hey! And now after this medicine, you watch this golden fiery shimmer radiate and just go down Yorm's entire body, following the coils all the way down to her tail. And you watch the whole mass heave in this big breath and sigh. And you, like, a little bit of movement, and then the mass kind of shifts a lot, and then it starts to shrink, and then kind of ending up over, like, laying over one of her coils and kind of pushing herself up weakly. Slept very quickly, Slept in torpor, coming in really quickly to help lift her up. Yorm actually returns to the humanoid Naga form, obviously more similar to Scales, and then lifts up her body, and is like kind of coming to, and everyone can now see the entire way across Yorm's front. There is a discoloration from her jaw down her neck, down into her chest, and even farther down, leaning into the soft belly scales of her snake tail. And this discoloration is kind of like a loss of pigment, is the best way to put it. Like, suddenly part of her body is a little bit Lewistic. And, she's kind of sitting there very confused, very just trying to fully come back to herself. She's a little bit slurred speech, but she's getting slowly better as everything kind of comes back to her, and the pain assistance, the first aid, just the healing in general. Mojave, I'm not counting. This whole time you're still adding more and more of these to her. You're helping her come more and more alive.
Yeah, he does not. He does not seem to exhale until her aura, she's stabilized, until she's good, and only then does he like let out that breath and step back and like put his things away and cease to exist in the scene.
Right. You will stabilize her, and Slep kind of stands a little bit away as Yorm's able to, I guess, right herself enough to stand there, kind of sitting on her coils. And she's, even in this form, she's much longer than Scales is in the tail area. The tail's just bigger. And he's kind of sat up there, and Slep is kind of like stanced awkwardly, like a kind of a kid who doesn't really know what to do with his body. It's like... And Yorm, like, looks up at him, and he's just, okay, Yorm, hear me out. Stay calm. And she kind of looks at him really confused. And then she turns her head, and she finally solidifies her eyes on the brain, on Scales, and she starts to smile a little bit, kind of confusedly smile, but smile. And then you watch her eyes glisten a little bit, like a little bit more of a blue glow, kind of a deep blue glow glows, and then suddenly her face turns and gets a little angry. And then it looks over at Sleipnir. And it's almost something similar to when Scales gets mad. That human face starts to deviate even more and get a little bit snakier. Slep, like, putting his hands up, kind of preparing himself. And then Yorm just kind of stops, kind of morphs back a little bit, shakes her head. You're so lucky I don't have the energy. And she looks over and holds her hand out to Morningstar. And Slep looks over, sighs, and then just, like, kind of staring Morningstar down. All right, kid. And he steps back, but he is watching very closely what's about to happen. But, yeah. Jormungandr just is smiling at you.
There is a moment she, obviously looks at her mother, but then she looks at Sleipnir, of course, like, is this the moment that I can talk to my mom? And when he steps back, only those who know her know that she's holding back a, like, smug smile. But he doesn't know her that well, so he can't see that. And she will slither forward, puts her hand in her mother's hand, gives it a gentle squeeze, and then says, I brought a gift for you.
I can see that.
And she sort of nudges Tim a little bit so that they wake. And then once they do, sort of allows for him to, like, slither onto her hand so that she can present Tim to their mother.
With, like, the most shaky but gentle hands, Yorm holds out very long, elongated fingers, kind of. Your mother definitely has a very almost skeletal appearance. Just very thin to her upper body.
Mm-hmm.
And she holds her hands out, and Tim pauses for a moment and then kind of slithers down into Yorm's hands. And Yorm just holds the little snake as carefully as possible. like
Mhm.
leaning on her coils to make sure she's steady, and then very gently holds the little snake up to like her chest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never thought. He told me the littler ones didn't survive.
Only those who know Morningstar see the clenching of her jaw.
I'm so glad you're okay. And she reaches out to Morningstar.
She will take her hand, whatever she's reaching out to her with, and will slither
With a
closer.
hand.
Yeah, she'll
And
take
yeah,
it. Slither closer.
and she reaches up to cup your cheek.
Hmm.
Her hand is ice cold. Like she's barely starting to warm back up.
Mm-hmm. She
she's
leans
just-
into the cupped hand.
When Marisol left, she told me that your signal had gone down. And then Lotus.
I know. I'm sorry. I know how much she meant to you.
She was everything. Well, no. I should say she was everything even before, because when I and your mother starts crying. She can barely get words out anymore. Clearly woozy, and Tim Tam like works their little heads around like the fingers, like in a hug, the best approximation of a hug they can really do, other than just wrapping the tail around. And then Yorn looks down and is just sort of confused, and then looks up at you. And then it's like moment of gears clicking together, and just was the little one in Vegas?
Morningstar does something that I don't think Sleipnir expects her to do. And she wraps herself around her mother in a hug. I have ghost children. 2 seconds.
Weirdly timed though. Weirdly good timing.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Very cool. Very cool. Lego project was done. You know, she wanted to show it off.
Important.
So yeah, Morningstar wraps herself around her mother. And there's a moment where she thinks, maybe I should lie. But then, no, she won't lie. So still holding her mom, she says, no, I found him in the sewers here.
Yorm's putting pieces together.
Mm-hmm. And she says, he managed to get the signal out to me. So I was able to return and retrieve him. Them.
There was and it's like she's like going through a mental moment and looking around, and then it's it's like everything kind of really clicks, and you watch that snake mode try to take over again. But it's very much that, like, the children just in the background.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just, my brain's like, yes, the children's. I'm holding my hand up. I'm holding a snake.
Yeah.
She gets it back under control because it just doesn't seem like she has enough energy to keep going,
Hmm.
and she can't get back into Naga mode.
Yeah.
And looks at Sleipnir in a very angry, with a very angry face. And Slep sighs. You know I had to, Yorm. You know I had to. I did try. I promise. And Yorm's like clearly upset,
Mm.
but looking down at the little snake, it's like she does kind of come to an acceptance of basically what Sleipnir had said to you, that yes, if Sleipnir had told her, she would, in her, even in her very ill state, would have gone into the sewers and most likely died maybe a few hours in.
Hmm.
Because even you remember there was a very, even you remember there was a very angry giant Mr. Bubbles in the sewers,
Yeah.
and there's no fucking way she would have survived if she'd gone down there. She would have
Hmm.
maybe moments in either gotten beaten or just straight up frozen in the
Mr.
water.
Bubbles, angry fish, chasm of wet that we had to cross.
Yeah.
Temp shock.
Yeah. Morningstar, her head kind of tilts as she's watching these emotions sort of cross over her mother's face. And in seeing that, it's like that's the confirmation she needed. And she simply says to her, he did try. We sent people in, but what was down there? It is best you did not go.
I know. I know.
But it is fine, because I could go, and he's okay. They're okay.
They're okay. And so are you.
Yeah, I'm okay, Mom. I'm all right.
I don't know what I would have done. I can't lose everyone. Not again. Not again.
She
And
just,
it's like your mom starts to hyperventilate a little bit.
yeah, she just sort of grabs her by the back of the head and puts her forehead to her forehead. And just is whispering, it's okay. I'm okay. Everything's okay.
And
We will. She even says, we will get them back. We will get revenge.
they are so lucky. They made me sick. If I could be like them, I would have destroyed all of them.
I know. They sent me video. I know. I saw all of it.
He took part of her. I can't even bury all of her together. He took Honey. He took Frenzy.
I know. I know. I will rip him apart, and I will bring all of them back home. I promise.
Your mother leans up to you, and it's very clear that like talking is starting to take it out of her, so she's not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
And she reaches to her neck and she pulls up something, and you see this very, very beautiful silver ring that's got this almost like, I don't know if you know what cinnabar looks like, but cinnabar and mother of pearl type, this design placed into the metal, just set into it. And she holds it up and she looks up at you and she steadies herself and is just, I know. I know she would have been a good mother, too. And you see, as your mother's holding this, there is a very similar ring on her ring finger.
Mm.
And she kind of drops the necklace and she leans into you. And you start feeling your mom's body shift a lot. And it feels like you feel the weight shift, and you kind of have to be careful. She gently, or at least kind of gently but quickly, puts Tim Tam into your hand as she pulls her arms in, and you hear this cracking noise. And your mother loses the human face. She shifts fully back into a naga, and her head like kind of falls heavy on you. She tries to lift it so she's not going to crush you, but she's lost the ability to stay in that form. She slips into this naga form. And you see, obviously, snakes do not have eyelids, but full hyper-dilation eyes are wide. If a snake's face could show true fear, there is fear here. Yorm, like, quickly, like, Yorm is kind of, like, very much back. Not Yorm, sorry. Slep. It's my own fault. Slep has been kind of stepped away and hand over his mouth. And, like, as this starts, he starts, like, getting really worried, and he, like, looks around. But Yorm settles. Yorm doesn't pass out. In fact, Yorm kind of gets up, shifts body a little bit, and is able actually to stand up a lot as this. And Yorm attempts to talk. And it's like moves the jaw and speaks. But now the Nagas have issues sometimes with harder consonants, and so the I don't even remember how I'm supposed to do this accent exactly, but let's say my hard consonants aren't working right and little S's on them or something. I just I control. And it's like she shakes her head, and you hear your mother curse in a language you have never fucking heard before.
Yeah. I think I kind of like have my hand sort of under her head, and I say, it's okay, it's all right. Don't try to control. Stay as you are. Rest. And she just wraps herself in a way around her mother that is, I think, what only seems natural to snakes, right? Is this just this coiling in on each other. Um, and though she is bigger than Morningstar, there is something about the way Morningstar is curled around her that is protective. And she's just soothing her mother. She, like her, doesn't expel tons of body heat, but she's warming her in a way. And I think she kind of coaxes Midori from her back so that Midori is in front of her. And she introduces Midori to her mother and starts sort of like whispering to her what Midori is, what she did, kind of like, you know, when you've been away for a long time and you're catching up your family on the things that you've done. But like it's all the like positive things. It's all things to soothe her, you know, of like to
Hey, guess
just
what, Mom? I have a son.
yeah, like hey, I have a
You're
son and I made
grandma.
him. Yeah, I made him and he's yeah, he looks like a robot, but like he has a soul, you know what I mean? And so yeah, she just is trying to bring to her light and comfort and you know, with Tim Tam there with them and just like she can't do healing magic. But she thinks perhaps this will heal something else in her. And there's not she is doing this, but you know, and there is a I don't want to say a coldness, but there is like a guardedness to Morningstar because of all the aforementioned things that she had said to Sleipnir, you know, but he's wrong. She's not selfish. And so she offers what she can, what comfort she can to her mother.
In the background, just that moment when Sleipnir like has to look around, I'd like to imagine that's where he notices Mojave standing beside him.
He does notice you. I will also give Mojave just you this because you got a 6 when you walked in.
Hi!
We'll allow that to carry. You can tell medically what's just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yorm was never cured of HMHVV, but HMHVV does not affect Nagas in the same way as it affects everyone else, especially not this strain that seemingly was being put around. Yorm has lost magic and essence, and it has taken a toll and appears to have changed. It does appear that that transformation situation was a magically based, and it is gone now. Yorm does not have the magic or essence to continue it, and you're aware that more than likely it will never come back.
Yeah, putting a pin in that to talk to Torpor about. He seems to be the primary healthcare provider in the vicinity at the moment.
He's got to do snake knowledge. He's got to learn some snake biology.
Yeah.
I think it's clear to Morningstar what's happened. Even though she's not super magic based, she does understand snake biology. You know, I think there is part of her that looks to Sleipnir. Gosh, what's the words I'm looking for? She looks to Sleipnir with almost like telepathically saying, "You will need me, whether you like it or not." And returns all of her focus to her mother. and having sort of like encouraging Tim Tam to also engage in this like bonding, because there is a point where Morningstar will have to leave the snake pit, and she does not want Tim Tam to be mixed up in the craziness that we often get involved with. So she is like hoping to create something where Tim Tam will feel safe to be with their mother. Yeah. So that's what's happening on Morningstar's end.
Yeah, Mojave, you are I'm gonna cry. Mojave, you're standing next to Sleipnir.
Yeah, I think there's that moment where when I catch his eye, there's just that brief flicker of eye contact before the gaze straight ahead at the scene. But Mojave, just I know this ain't the time, but I might not get another shot. Sometime back, my crew, we did you a good turn, and you promised each of us a favor. If you don't mind, I'd like to cash mine in. And he sort of moves aside the lapel of his jacket just enough that Sleipnir can see the golden wing-shaped pin he's got tucked back there. I'd like to chat. You and me, private-like, if you're amenable. Just hear me out, a few minutes of your time, then we're square. Yeah?
Just a big sigh, flared nostrils, and then Slep reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a small card. And he gives it to you. And on this card is the image of it's like the symbol of the Diamond Stallion, but this card is black with this embossing to it, and it's very clearly, it doesn't have the name of the place on it, and it's very fancy. And he just goes, when?
Your turf, your schedule, you tell me.
How long are you gonna stay in LA?
That depends on how long we're allowed to stay.
Right now, as long as it's just necessary.
Well, I'll be here as long as necessary.
Fine. Not tonight. I need a fucking break after everything.
Just nodding.
Morningstar, while Sleipnir is distracted with conversation, begins to whisper into her mother's ear everything Sleipnir said to her, letting her know her position in the whole thing, what she's willing to do to secure herself as far as the gang goes. And does let her know that, like, she recently fought against T and Starry Eyes and, all that. And makes an oath to her mother that it will be handled, whether I have Sleipnir's support or not.
Your mother definitely listens, and she doesn't say anything, but she does look at you. And it's like she wants to say something.
Yeah.
And it's less like she can't and more like she's still trying to figure out how to say it. And so eventually it just kind of comes out as, be careful.
Of course.
Things aren't always what they appear. Things are complicated.
She nods and grins and says, I am my mother's daughter. I can handle it.
Kind of like does this little side to side motion. And it's you can't tell if she's like shaking her head or she is just settling herself kind of in.
Mm-hmm.
Because she does seem just very tired.
Mm-hmm.
A lot has happened. And even
Yeah.
with Mojave's effort, she's definitely been in this state for a long time.
Yeah.
Mojave, your final answer would be that tomorrow Slep will be in his office. And it's just show this card, you'll be taken straight there.
Yeah. There's the nod acceptance. I don't even think like he looks at Sleipnir properly before walking away, because it's not that kind of vibe. But immediately after that is confirmed, he's going to go and walk to Torberg to just brief the other medic on the vibes with the snake lady.
Yeah. Probably not right this second, but when the sort of next available moment, Morningstar will download essentially information about snake biology for Torpor to have, because he doesn't have it. So she's like, well, I have that information, and we'll, when the moment is appropriate, we'll send him that so that he has reference and whatnot to look at.
Yeah, there's the I think before Mojave does give the proper briefing, there is just the moment of like person to person, seeing as I did volunteer for 3 months with Torpor's brother, who is like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's real shaken up, but he's listening to everything.
And just that weird, this is the first time I've looked him in the eye since I knew who I was, since I know who I am. And what he did for me and what my family did to it's
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot vibing. And as everyone is sat here in Hello everybody, we're back from our little break. Our wonderful Noskavian had to take a nap. He must go to sleep as he work, but we shall miss him, and Jason shall now be played by me to the best of my abilities, and will probably become a mute for a little while, until I decide to try Jay's voice. Alright, so when we left off, there were many sad things, many conversations, a little bit of wheeling dealing in the background, and
Don't worry about it.
the current understanding by a few people that at this point, though heavily weakened, the Don Jormungandr is now a permanent full Naga. Which is something.
I would also like to do something, because I don't think that Sleipnir has given Jormungandr her communication device back. And things are a little tough because she's full Naga now. But could I give her something that would at least allow her to ping me should something be amiss? Should something happen where she needs help, she can readily get a hold of me. I know she has Tim Tam with her, but just in case,
Right. I mean, I'd say you're not super certain what you could give a completely giant snake with no hands,
Mhm.
but probably in the middle of thinking on that, I would say that torpor at some point would come up after having conversations with Mojave about snake biology, and he is
Mhm.
currently Yorm's doctor,
Mhm.
and he kind of would be able to express like he can help her up until a point, and they can get her an assistant, someone to basically just be there to give phone, to be hands.
Okay, cool. All right. So then, so long as she has a way to get a hold of me, should things pop up, or if I need to send her information or something,
And
that line of communication is established.
Slep does give back Yorm's phone.
Okay, cool. Cool beans.
Yeah, now that
Okay.
she's no longer on death's door.
I will say to Tim Tam, I will be close by. I think it is good if you stay with our mother.
But we wish to help.
I know.
We can
Okay.
help a lot.
I know. I worry. A lot of the things that we end up having to do, it would put you in danger.
But they put you in danger.
They do. But I am not as important as you.
But you are always the stronger one. I was just as good as a security system.
How about this? We make a deal. Okay? You spend a little bit of time with mom. And then, should I need extra help, I will come to you. I'll bring you
Well-
with me.
We'll stay with Mom.
She's going to need you.
We understand. But you better come back to see us.
Of course. And she will put her forehead to their foreheads. And just like, because they're both technomancers, she just sends like little sneak version of her emoji kind of thing to be with him.
And they will, basically kind of start like a little text thing with you. And
Yeah,
it
a little
just
group
starts
chat.
off with little group chat, and they'll start off with a symbol that you did see before, but now makes a lot more sense, as their symbol is a caduceus, a two-headed serpent wrapped around a rod. It now makes a lot more sense why they chose to use that emoji as a call sign.
Yeah, absolutely. She smiles at that, and then will look at her mother and say, I will be close by. Let me know if you need anything.
Don't worry too much about me. I just need rest right now.
She nods, puts her forehead to her mother's, and then will unwrap herself, and then head over towards her group. And she does look at Sleipnir, or get closer to Sleipnir and say, why do they cover their mark for my mother?
And Slep, you see Slep like very tense, and as he's about to say something to you, his voice catches, and he like grabs his like the bridge of his nose, and you realize he's stopping himself from at least visibly crying.
I see.
We always do it when we're about to change the symbol.
What
Uh,
do you mean?
Before Yorm went, before Yorm went unconscious and down, Yorm made an executive call out that the symbol would be changed, and I agreed, so I had it pushed through.
I see.
The new symbol for the fangs is going to now include a lotus flower in memory of their fallen second in command.
Good. Okay. It's clear that like Morningstar was unsure if they were doing that because they thought Jormungandr was going to die or what. But now that that's been clarified, she's like, "Oh, okay, got it." And then she says, "Well, I'm sure that it will look beautiful, as Lotus was."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she was one of the best.
If you need anything, you know where we are.
Gonna have to give me a lot of time on that one, kid. And he will walk away from you. And he is walking towards your mother. And he, once he's over there, he kind of just very gently hand on one of her coils, and he puts his forehead down. Well, I should clarify, he actually more puts kind of the bridge part of his face, as, I don't describe this often, but Sleipnir actually has a very large unicorn horn, basically. Kind of that location sticking out from his forehead. So he's very careful where he's putting a large pointy horn.
Yeah. Yeah, understandable. She leads him to that, like he needs a moment. And she will look at her group and go, "Right, I think it is time for us to go home."
Home.
The apartment. We still have it.
Do we?
All right, yeah.
Yes, I made sure that our rent is auto pay. We
Yeah,
still have it.
truth be told, I forgot about it as I walked in, and we basically walked out and left till now.
Yeah.
Shellhound will walk over with a plate of something. He's not sure. Just meat with sauce. Well, am I invited? Oh, also, you guys want some?
Hand snakes out.
What is it?
I asked for something crispy.
Takes it.
Does it actually look crispy, or is it like?
It has the appearance. The best way to put like the kind of appearance of what you're looking at is kind of like, I mean, with none of it. It doesn't have the skewer in it, but it's kind of like the chicken or beef on a stick you'd get from like a Chinese place. There's
So
just a little more
crispy,
sauce. So
but there's
crispy.
sauce there.
It's
But there's
crispy, but
sauce
it's been
there.
sauced.
Nodding.
Upon eating it, you are surprised to find, just by tasting it, you're fairly certain that this is meat. It's not soy, but you cannot place what it is.
Yikes.
But it is actually delicious.
It is meat.
It is a similar, like the sauce is like the meat's a little bit like it's got crispiness to it. There's a little chew to it, but the sauce is kind of like a little bit like cashew chicken sauce.
um,
There's
morning.
actual meat in a thing. You know what? I'm not going to say what I'm pretty sure that is. It's also good though.
Yeah.
Yikes. Morningstar does look to Shellhound, like really looks at him, right? Like the first time she's actually looking him directly in the face.
Mhm.
And she says, well, your boss did say that you are to stay with us. So, yes. I
Yeah,
suppose you
Shelly
are
is good
excited."
people.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you prefer, I'll just sit on the steps outside or whatever.
Nah,
I'm fine with
Mo-
that.
Mojave will never let that happen.
she's right.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'd offer anyways.
Do you
Kenneth throws his arm over Shellhound's shoulders.
she is like fighting rolling her eyes, you know what I mean? She is like every muscle in her face is like, don't roll your eyes right now. But she says, do you have things you need to get to bring, or
Oh, nope. Everything I have is on me.
Pats him on the back.
that only reminds her more of anxiety because it was the same way and she's like, I'm gonna fucking end it all. But she just, turns away, and when she does, that Hel Loki-sun symbol that she has, that rune, is on her scales. And she begins to mosey her way on out. Yeah. For you, Softy, there's a thing that I want to do for the Fangs in honor of Lotus. She has like pictures of Lotus from like her interacting with her and stuff like that, and just like seeing her doing her thing. And so I would, if you want me to roll for this, like I absolutely will. But she sort of creates this little like video, this little compilation of beautiful moments of Lotus, of her just being a part of them, and puts it to some beautiful music, and creates this little memorial video of her. And just very like, doesn't say a word, does not tag it as her, nothing like that. Just quietly, everyone receives this memorial video of Lotus. And she leaves. So it's like done, and nobody knows where it came from, but it's this beautiful video. But that's something she would like to do for them. And the ending of the video will have what she thinks the image will be of the Fangs with the Lotus. Her sort of quiet rest in peace situation.
That is sent out, and as you all are kind of getting into the amphibious and getting ready to go, you do hear a couple beep, 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 as people get the message everywhere, and some people are like starting to open it, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. She'll get into the amphibious and disappear into the. Is it day? Is it night? I think it's night still. Into the night.
Yeah, it's well.
We arrived in the morning, and then we did the sewers, and now we're here.
Oh,
Yeah,
so I guess it's late afternoon.
It's probably like later afternoon now, just because you kind of just bounced. You rested in the van during the trip across the Mojave again, and then So it's y'all haven't slept well in a good bit. But it is late afternoon when you get back to this to your, well, funnily enough, your Loki-sun given apartment.
Yep.
As it is in the dead center of at least some territory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As soon as we get home, bro, she fucking slurs up into their apartment and just puts herself on her little heating pad that she has, like her little, like, because she doesn't have, actual heat rocks or anything like that, but this little pad that does that for her, and she just coils up on it, and it's like warming up because she too is cold. So
Fuck gold, no sewers.
Yeah. So yeah, she's just coiled up on there, watching everyone go about their stuff, heating up.
Just imagine, probably the energy with both Mojave and Shellhound. Like, Shellhound hasn't been here before, and Mojave has only been here before once for like an afternoon.
Yeah.
So both just kind of standing there, like, huh, yeah, yep.
This is it. This is the
Steals
thing.
food.
Yeah. Shit. Here we are.
Yeah, he's just kind of looking around. No one's told him where to go, so he's just, if there's a kitchen, that's where he's at.
Oh yeah.
There is. Yeah. She does not make mention of Anxiety's room because that's Anxiety's room. And she imagines that there is not a guest room. You know what I'm saying? So she's just like, I'm not saying shit.
Hey, there's a floor.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a couch. There's actually a couple couches.
And there is that moment of just as things are, as we're all settling out, moment of eye contact with Scales to see, does she seem as though she is in a headspace to talk? Because there's, we've been running around, it was a lot. Like, if she's exhausted or emotionally exhausted, I'm not gonna bother her just yet. But like,
I think
he's sussing them out.
Yeah, I think she's compartmentalizing. It's very much like there's a lot, and like what is there to say about it? Like, it just is. So she's not upset or anything or drained in that way. I think she's just like, another thing to happen,
Yeah, in that case, he's definitely going to, once we make sure that everyone, that our new friend is situated as much as he needs to be, just gonna be sidling over that way.
Yeah.
After a little bit of like, yeah, I tend to crash on the couch, so I guess the other couch.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you guys want like a signal for when I should leave the room?
No.
All right.
She's like, if I want you to go, I will tell you to get the fuck out. You're fine.
Oh, that works.
She's very like cavalier about him. She's very like,
Yeah, Shelly, we're not we ain't in the habit of being particularly subtle around here.
I mean, I assume you've noticed I'm not either, so.
Yeah, it'll fit right in. And this is where there is that moment of eye contact, just slightly exasperated with Cloudy.
He's not even like his eyes aren't even open. He is doing this exact motion. There's a reason. I knew you were about to try doing that shit. He's like, no. That's a joke.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, no, yeah. Now that I have a brain, I feel his pain.
Yeah, yikes. Fucking yikes. She doesn't know about his inability to not eat or drink things that are just put in front of him. So she's just like, weird. But yeah, when Mojave looks at her, she, raises her head a little bit like, yeah, what do you need?
I think, because tact is a thing that Mojave possesses, there'd be that moment of, so, how did it go?
You were there, so you tell me.
Bit of a grin. I wasn't trying to make it a secret, and I'm glad it worked out.
Yes, I don't know what to say. It is what it is. He is Sleipnir is,
You're
he
real
is
lucky.
What do you mean?
You're real lucky, if, if we weren't us and they weren't them talking with Don like that.
I don't know. Nobody has told me. How do you speak to Don? I figure they appreciate honesty. So
Some of the time.
I am not in habit of kissing ass. It's not. It is not my way. I was never programmed to do such a thing.
Yeah, the bosses like to be reminded of the boss.
Now she rolls her eyes. She rolls her eyes so hard.
No, because that's the thing, In a gang, you never know who's gonna start getting ideas, who's gonna start speaking up. Gunning for position ain't a metaphor. Not saying you was doing that, but just
yeah.
No, but if he lets you slide with some of the shit you do, if his boys start doing that,
Wouldn't that
precedents need to be set for someone who wants to be in his gang.
okay, all right, maybe, but it's very much. I thought I was being, I was offering my services. I'm very useful for something
Yeah.
they don't have.
Yeah.
And I'm far more loyal than who they had previously. I'm not talking about 404, but
Oh no, that's way I see it, Scales. It ain't your loyalty that's ever in question. That's hands down clear as crystal.
So what is in question? I don't get this.
Politics.
It's yeah, honestly. It's the I mean, I know you well, and he knows your mom
with
well.
him, or are you?
Not even that. It's right
vying
now. You and your mom both lead with your heart, and right now, things as they are, he needs to know that he can count on you to lead with your head.
Yeah, okay, all right. I get it. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, no. Trust me when I say I get it. But if you could have heard some of the fights back in the day. But no, it's that thing, it's in some ways it's a test if you can swallow your pride in those appropriate moments. They know you're going to listen to orders when they give them. Sometimes that's important when bullets are flying and spells are being slung left and right.
Appearances matter.
Not just that, it's that whole thing, discipline on the field, When them slugs are slinging, you need to know that the guy next to you, if you shout him to go running, he ain't gonna stop and ask why. So people get
Basically
killed.
that, yeah.
Yeah. And again, Scale, it's not saying you was doing this, but is that thing when he's talking to you as the Donna and you're answering like a Donna.
Oh. It like clicks for her like, oh wait, okay. Well,
Can't help you notice you're talking like you were in the other car with them, but like you were in the car with us.
Oh, he does that sometimes.
Mojave just shrugs. I'm real
Buddy.
perceptive. I know Scales here well, and I'd hang around the Diamond Stallion every now and again.
Look, I am not trying to be confrontational with him, but also
I know that. I know that. That's the thing, though, is he don't know you well enough to know that yet.
Okay, fair enough. But it is also sometimes you need person to just lay out what it is in front of you.
Yeah.
If you get caught up in all this flowery nonsense to fucking feed egos, that is how people get killed.
Yeah, but he don't know that he don't.
Also true.
He don't know you well enough yet. He don't know you well enough to know. Not distrusting your loyalty, but he don't know your perspective. Like to know that when you're laying it out as you see it. Yeah, but that's only as you see it.
That's another thing. Everybody expects me to understand how these things go. to be able to decipher, and yet no one is willing to talk. You know, like, look, I could do a lot of things, but I can't fucking read minds. I can't do it.
Oh yeah,
That'd be really
no.
cool. I'd like that power.
It would be what?
I'd like to be able to do that.
Oh, okay. That's not what she thought you said. She thought you said you could do that, and she was like, "Oh no." But you corrected yourself, so she's like, "Oh."
There are spells for it.
I mean,
It is this, right? It's like they have this form of operation, how they want to do things, right? And at no point in time has anyone made it clear to me. I am in the fucking game with you, and you did not lay out the fucking objectives, but you want me to follow them. I'm not a fucking mind reader.
yeah,
So
they ain't
if-
either.
And so when I'm sitting there and I'm like, I know you're not mind reader, and so I'm putting it all out there for you so you don't have to read mine, maybe do the same to me.
I mean, I'll tell you, that's half
without
the
trying
reason
to
I
fight me.
That's half the reason I acted so drunk for so long is because I didn't have a clue, and that way they'd talk slow.
Oh, I mean, it's part of what I do. I'm kind of new to the game too, so if you just smile and nod, usually works.
Yeah, if they don't know, you don't know. They won't explain.
But he does know. Is the thing.
Knows. He
He
does, but
knows.
does he? Especially you're there, you know, you're talking big, you're talking like a Donna. You carry your as the thing scales, you carry yourself well.
So okay, so you're telling me not to? Is that what
No,
you're saying? Okay,
I-
so
just saying.
help me.
That's what I'm doing. I'm explaining the perspective. He looks at you and he sees somebody who's powerful and who's competent, and he's gonna
That's kinda
act
hot.
like you're powerful and competent, which means that he don't notice the things you don't know because he assumes you know him, because he's not looking at you as the snake what slithered out of the lockup a year ago. He sees powerful, competent gangster in the making.
I'm gonna ignore what that man said. I'm going to look at Mojave and say, okay, look, I get, I understand. It's, I just, look, you saw my mom. You saw the way she looks.
Yeah. HMHPV is a heck of a disease.
I don't know how long she has. And
I mean,
what
with proper
see-
treatment.
Right. But with what I see, objectively, right? Like, she's not my mom. Let's all look at it that way. She's not my fucking mom. And what I see is a weak link. And if I can see that, enemies will see that. And then what do we do? So it's like, I am trying to get him to understand, like, look, this is not really about power. This is about protection. This is about
Yeah.
shoring up the fucking walls.
Yeah, it is, and he needs to know he can count on you to not pop off. I mean, that's why it was the thing with her not knowing is because he didn't want her to pop off. You too. I know how you are. Tear down the world to get back what you love. And,
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but
Okay.
you lead with your heart. You lead with your heart, and that's not a bad thing. But he needs to know where you stand and how you're standing there before he knows how to predict what you're gonna do.
Okay. Fine. I will be more cognizant of this.
Yeah.
Next time.
I mean, yeah. Heck of a dance, ain't it?
It's awful. I don't know how you do it. It's too much. That's too much information to try to read from someone without them just saying so. It's I don't like this, you know, where you have to try to read people for fucking what? They have mouths. She's so exasperated. She's like, fucking people are the worst.
I mean, that's the thing, though, is they got mouths, yeah, but half the time, do they even know what they're thinking in order to say it?
No.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I will be better about it.
Yeah. And, honestly, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. But, I think if you was to wind up in a situation like that again, if you was to just step back and ask, like, what is this about? What is this really? Because it's not just the asking, right? It's the stepping back and showing him that you ain't ruled by ego, right?
Right.
That you're willing to be like, hey, yo, you're the boss. You know stuff. I don't know stuff. Please tell me. I don't know. I think that way you'd get your answers. That way he'd know what you don't know, and that way he'd know that you're willing to play ball.
Okay. All right. Well, then, okay. So next time I will ask.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It was like a part of me understands his, concerns, whatever. I get it, but it was like his whole energy. Not even. It was like his tone and all that he was saying was so aggressive that there was a point where I felt
Well,
like,
yeah, he's a gangster.
but it felt as if there was something else. You know what I mean? Like he was actually angry at something else and was just like aiming it at me because he had no one else to aim it at.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
yeah, well, you saw how Slep was. Or not Slep. You saw how Yorm was. You think he wasn't worried sick? Also, not to mention the dealing with everybody else in the gang being worried sick. When there's always somebody higher up to pass the buck until it's you, you know? Then what do you do?
Yeah. They don't. They think it's my fault. Maybe it is. I don't know. But
I think what's your fault?
that Lotus is dead.
Eh.
That the Jormungandr was in the position she was in.
Don't know why they would.
Maybe it is my fault. I mean, he did what he did to get to me. He put message on wall for me. They all saw it. I don't know how to navigate that. It's
Yeah, he might have put the message on the wall for you, Scales, but he would have done what he did regardless.
yeah, maybe.
Now, maybe. You want to know something, Scales? You want to know? Between you and me, that first time we ended up crashing back at that apartment, that first time we slept over at T's place, I was crashing on his couch.
Yeah.
The me I was back then, you want to know the thought I had in my head?
Yes.
Someday we're going to have to kill him.
I wish I would have got onto that sooner.
How would you? You just said reading people ain't your thing.
Sometimes I wish it was.
Well, like any skill you can practice.
I guess it's, what's fucked up is that it's not going to be the last time. He's still alive. Starry Eyes is still out there.
For now. I got thoughts, I got ideas, I got I'm not gonna say plans just yet. We're not at that stage yet. But for now.
It's so much. There's so much that still needs to be done.
Always is. It's a big
gotta take
world,
them
and all
one
you
at a
can do
time.
is exactly what Ace said.
Why? Right. I'm going to drink.
You know, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to head over
like that idea.
there. Hey, what do you know?
She fully goes over, so there's over to the kitchen and finds where, like, Jay usually keeps all of their like liquor and whatnot, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
just starts pulling out bottles and is like, it's this is one of those nights. Just passing along to whomever. And
I
then
mean,
she
like
will-
yeah. Jay said, we did some real good. We made some real strides, and we lived.
yeah,
Now that Tim Tam's safe, we got all the reason to party.
yeah. It just, she has a bottle of whiskey in her hand now, and she's like uncorking it, and she's like, it just feels like it doesn't matter, I mean, it matters. It matters. It does. It just feels like the whole time that Sleipnir was yelling and being himself, it felt like none of it mattered. And like, he called me selfish and all these things. And I'm like, what? Like,
Well, I can only guess at what he was thinking. But you want to know my guess?
yes.
Because in that moment, him thinking good of the gang and good of an individual, right?
Right.
You, in his shoes, would have made the call to throw everyone into the sewers to get back the individual. Which, that it's not like a. I'm never gonna say that that's a bad choice. I'm
It's
a
just
doctor.
a perspective and a different choice.
But for the good of the gang right now with things as they are, that's the choice of personal feeling and not of political, what's the word?
Yeah.
Maneuvering?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's the, when you're at the top, you gotta make them hard calls that hurt. You gotta be willing to shoot your own brother in the head to stop him doing something stupid.
I fucking hate this. She takes a really long swig of the whiskey, sets down for a moment.
Welcome to the Mafia and Gangs, and why I want nothing to do with either,
Well,
if
I mean,
possible.
sometimes you don't got a choice.
That's why I added the if possible, but yeah.
Mojave raises whatever he's got in his hand.
Is that what happened to you? You didn't have a choice.
Oh, I mean, technically I had a choice and I made one, and I'm stuck with it.
I see.
Are your other choices better?
Not really, no.
Are they much, 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 much worse?
Yeah, kind of just, let's just say an apartment like this looks very familiar.
Ah, I see. Who's it for?
Well, my family.
There's a look that crosses her face like a fucking another one. God damn it. Shit.
That is how it goes, ain't it?
Yeah.
A little smile, and that's kind of like, all right. Grabbing my own little drink, with some getting more of those cherries, whiskey, little bit of like some kind of weird syrup thing, and going on over. Tell us about them.
Well, you guys
Nothing
are just
specific. We
aware.
don't want to find
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Just you guys are aware of what happened in Vegas. That's why I'm no longer in Vegas.
Wait, you were in Vegas? Until when?
What was it? 3 or so years ago?
Ah,
Her
Mojave
face
intercepts the whiskey
drops.
bottle and just takes a swig.
Her face drops, and she like her body drops into her coils. Like fuck, You know, like, it's all bad.
oh, was any of your family technomancers then?
Yeah, my sister.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. She's like, no. Further and further into her coils was just the top of her head poking out of the coils. Like, god damn it. Oh,
Kind of just gotta deal with it. Go with the tide.
Mm-hmm.
And the tide was leaving Vegas.
Yeah.
To LA, and that
Yeah,
that tide rose
that's
a little
where
bit
I'm at
high.
now. Pretty
And you were able to dodge all the levees breaking. Well, you're able to swim pretty well. That's that.
yeah.
Finn was able to get away from the shark murder. Well, actually, you could have just punched him in the face. You know what? That's also fair.
Yeah.
You know what?
At least not too bad for me.
her
Easy
arm
to deal
sneaks
with.
out, snatches the whiskey bottle from Mojave.
It takes a second. He's reluctant to hand it over.
Please, brother, I need this.
You know. All things considered, you're probably one of the better folks to have around. When
Yeah.
Your sister,
someone
make
came
it out
to
okay?
town.
Vegas, I mean.
As best she possibly could. That situation.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that.
What does that mean? She doesn't say that out loud, but she is definitely like, huh?
So she conscious, able to still do things, have all of her
Most
limbs.
days, yeah. Yeah. Last I checked, at least. When I'm allowed to visit.
Most days.
That's where Mojave just head in hand just grabs the whiskey bottle again.
When you're
And
allowed to
in fact,
visit, is she like?
She says
in the
most days
hospital or
and passes it to
something?
Mojave, like you're gonna
Oh,
need this.
no, just my family stays in some place like this in the city.
Oh, right, proper safe house. That's what you meant. Okay.
I believe the term, I guess, to make it simple and easy for you guys, is debtor.
Do I know what that means? Softy.
It's not an overly common term, but like, yeah, fuck it. It can be very much implied by the term debtor, meaning someone with a large amount of debt, that a debtor to a gang is indebted to them for an extremely large amount to just be classified as a debtor.
Yeah. Okay. Woo!
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. All right, the debtor. So you are the debtor, or like your
Yeah.
family debtor? Or you are the debtor? Understood.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm working it off. However long that takes.
She goes, he's never getting free.
Yeah, just
She doesn't say that out loud, but in her head, she's like,
1,000-yard stare from Mojave.
yeah.
And he says all this with a smile.
I hate that. You know, okay. All right. Well,
I
fuck.
gotta ask Shalhound. I'm sure your boss, gave you the write up on us and everything that you've been told, yeah?
Yeah, kind of just you guys seemingly wherever you go, trouble happens. And if it's gonna blow up the city, I should let him know before the city blows up.
Yeah, but I gotta rip the Band-Aid off here. You know who I am, yeah?
Asking the DM, is that in the dossier explicitly?
Yes, you know exactly who Mojave is.
Yeah, there's a little bit of faltering of the smile as it's a little bit harder to keep up at that point, but it was just like a yeah.
Yeah, I gotta ask, on the astral level, what's happening in that man's emotional state right now?
How's Shellhound feeling? Long time.
It will be very apparent to Mojave that the smile is definitely a mask.
Yeah. What's a general vibe? Like, not specific. Is it like rage?
He wants to kill Mojave in his
Yeah,
sleep,
what-
or
No, doesn't want to kill Mojave in his sleep, but like wouldn't mind like going around her too, like if it was offered. But it won't be offered, so it's just like, it's a very much keep your friends and enemies close, and I'm not sure which one you are yet.
Yeah. I think there's just that moment of like looking him in the eye, getting these vibes, and just for what it's worth, I have turned over a new leaf.
What it looks like
And I'm real
doesn't
sorry
change
about
the
everything.
past.
Yeah, I know it don't. Offers him the bottle.
Yep, takes the bottle, takes a drink. I mean, can't say like I'm good at reading people all that well. I used to work for Horizon, so there's that.
what?
Oh. Well. Suddenly,
Yeah, I bought I believe the phrase is I bought the Kool-Aid. They look pretty on the surface.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, well.
Followed my sister there, and you guys know how that went.
Suddenly that whole debtor thing makes sense.
Hey, Softy.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that who maybe saved Shellhound and his sister and family was 404?
I mean, the person whose name is 404 because she specializes in erasing
Deleting
people
people?
from records.
Yeah.
Given a
Given the
pretty good
context.
strong debt would definitely be accrued by wiping you from Megacorp's systems.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 and 2
404
does
was
equal
rescuing
4.
the technomancers anyway, but wiping him for that's a different favor. That's a special favor. That's an above and beyond favor.
Yeah.
That's a life debt favor.
So cool, so very cool. God damn it. I think there's part of her that's very much like another thing 404 has not told me. You know what I mean? Like, has not made me aware of, has not warned me about, none of that shit. She's not mad at her or anything, but she's just like, God, fuck. Like, one less surprise would be nice.
Those were crazy times.
Yeah. I think she like her tail reaches over to snag one of the blankets, like one of the throw blankets on the couch, and just like pulls it over herself, and she's kind of like babushka, like hidden in the blankies. And there's
burrito.
a little bit, yeah, snake burrito for sure, and a little bit of a haunted expression on her face, and she says, "Right, well, it should." It will only be fair to let you know. Because I am sure this was not in dossier. The things we have to deal with next are not they are personal. There are personal things that need to be handled.
That's fine.
Okay, so long as you know.
I mean,
Yeah, I figured it easier to just, as you were saying, put it on the table. I know about you guys don't know about me. Seemed to be good for your conversation when I was listening. You didn't like how the boss was talking, so
Jesus. She like doesn't look at you at this point. She's like, what am I gonna do? But she says, right, so Dossier probably said that as technology points to fucking Cloudy. Ares gestures at Jason. Right, okay, cool. So you know all that.
We're collecting the set, as it were.
no, I hope not.
I fucking hate that. Cool, very cool. Yikes. So I'm going to do a thing because I promised to be better. May I have permission to tag your devices? So just in case you need to be found or information needs to be gotten, whatever, may I have that?
Oh, I kind of assumed you already did that.
No, I promised that I would no longer do that I will ask permission. So I am asking permission.
Pat Scale's shoulder. She's doing good.
Yeah, sure. Do you need it or
No.
No?
I don't need it.
Should I delete my browser history?
She
Yes.
there's like a
Yes,
moment.
you should probably.
There's a moment where she's very much like trying not to smile. Like she's trying not to laugh. And she says, there is really truly no way that you could fully remove that where I could not find it. So don't bother.
Please have looked up Snitties.
Oh my gosh.
So alternatively, look up the worst shit that would potentially scar her forever, or get her to learn. You know, she should learn more things.
Or
Actually,
why are you this way? She looks at Cloudy. Why are you like this?
That?
Because you haven't seen most movies that have almost any movies that have ever existed ever. That's why.
A really funny way to mess with the Technomancer.
Don't,
like that idea.
don't. Jesus Christ. She's already tagged his shit. She's like, just does it. She's like, fuck. Maybe we'll look at his browser history on another day, but not today. Okay? We're not mentally able right now. But yeah, she tags his shit. Where it's very similar to how she's done with the others, where it's just like a sprite that's there for just in case, he needs to be found or whatever. She doesn't probe deeper because she doesn't need that. She just doesn't.
Hey, at least you got warning.
yeah.
So yeah, she does that, and then we'll say, if you need me to keep eye on family, I can do that. But that is up to you.
We'll see how things go first.
Okay, fair enough. I've seen some movies, Chloe. Okay, I've seen some, not not all.
Are we talking like movies, or are we talking like movies?
I mean, Scales is a technomancer. She got access to the Tridio. Like,
she's like, I don't know what that means. She's.
Let's see. Let me put it this way: she has edited more of her own personal videos than actually watched trids, like an actual feature-length trid.
I mean, I'll tell you, Cloudy, you don't know that.
Listen, okay, I've done more than edit video. I have seen a lot of stuff. Okay,
literally got the Matrix in her brain. Like, she could be watching a trid right now. Would we know?
No.
No.
But have you?
That's kind of cool.
Look. No, I have not. But
Because if she did, she'd know that mafiosos work in particular ways, and that gangs work in particular ways, and that half of these things that we've been talking about, she'd have like an inkling.
well, I prefer fantasy movies over gangland movies, so that's not even whatever. Whatever, Cloudy.
I mean, you could kind of read people's minds because you could like read all their stuff and like kind of get how. No, if anyone here, yeah, you could probably do that.
It's not the same. It's not the same because people will do one thing with their face but have different thing in here. You see? So no.
Yeah,
cannot
no, I'm
read
familiar with
minds.
that.
Don't like it. Okay, it's frustrating. Just say the things you mean. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I have seen movies. I just haven't seen, mafioso movie. And that's fine. It's whatever. Plus, Horizon, wait, hold on. Above table. Horizon is the one that does all the like media shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. Plus, Horizon, they exaggerate stuff, so it wouldn't be that accurate.
Yeah, that is true.
Would it be accurate? No. Would you start getting ideas? Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, no, and that's how we end up like Jay, playfully ribbing him.
Yeah. Oh, she does say. I mean, I've seen documentaries. I've seen, players forgetting the name of them, but the trios that are like of murder, whatever those are called. She's like, she says that she's seen those.
BTLs.
Yeah, BTLs. Thank you. She's like, I've seen BTLs. Okay,
I mean, that's more you. That's not a trio. That's you actually living the. Okay.
No, I've literally seen them. I promise. I've seen the BTLs. I watched all of T's before he was, what he became. So like I've seen stuff.
Okay. Actually, all of us, we're going to sit down and we're going to watch some Shawshank.
Nice.
And a Western.
I'm
going to watch some classics. And by that, I mean
complain.
actual modern day classics of the thing.
Yeah, tomorrow we get back to work, but tonight we've earned a rest.
All right, fine. We will watch this Western you speak of.
Well, we should probably do the equivalent to Shawshank in the 2077, whatever, 2080, whatever current year classic. And
the Western is just Tombstone redone. She will when we get to the movie watching bits, like she will be the one to like turn on the TV with her mind, get the title name from Cloudy and start playing it. And I think that like she goes very much from being like, okay, whatever, fine, I'll watch your fucking weird movies, to like fully engrossed, fully like, immersed, and very much like, well, why would he fucking do that? That doesn't make any sense. You can't fucking escape like that. Like she just starts like, very, very much being like logistical about it. And so, yeah, but she's fully into it and like yelling at the screen at one point, like, that's not where the fucking vent is, you stupid shit.
Probably just sitting there thinking about how this is exactly what we were doing the night we decided to go to Vegas, and how it's only been like 2 weeks and yet it feels like a lifetime because I got a lifetime back.
Yeah, we feel old in this moment. But yeah,
it certainly does.
She's
feels 26 instead of 2.
You all are having your movie night, and suddenly you
Oh,
hear a skitter noise and then a dunk, 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 dunk as Midori comes careening down a hallway, slips a little bit, pops down the stairs, rolls
yeah,
himself
that's what I
back
did.
upright,
uh-huh.
And then he skitters forward, jumps up on the table. Mother, you must see. And then he clicks the remote and turns on the news.
Mm-hmm.
And the news is talking about basically pardon me, my brain can work. I wrote a script that I tried. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Today, Maiden Pharmaceuticals executive Reiko Kaneda has been found dead in her home. It is unknown what caused this, but early reports are recording it as a suicide.
Sits bolt upright.
And the image of Reiko Kaneda is put up on the screen. And though you have never heard her name, you do recognize her. She is a Japanese dwarven woman. And she was the Mr. Johnson who, way back, even when you still had tea, tried to hire you to kill the CEO of Miko Industries.
Oh,
That's
shit.
the woman who wanted us to do wet work.
And she has been found dead in her Hollywood home. And up on the screen very quickly after that, you will see a little eulogy that's been done. Not usually.
Yeah.
Like a memorial thing. And kind of coming up on screen, they're talking about who will take over as head of Maiden Pharmaceuticals, and that they will return to until a new executive is chosen. They will return to the control under the CEO, who is currently Suichi Miko. And up on screen comes Suichi Miko. He is a young man, probably about 20, 23, 24. That kind of early 20s.
Yeah.
And something stands out about him. He's a little weird nerd. And you've seen this man too. You've had pictures of this guy. This is that CEO you were supposed to wet work kill. And he is wearing a necklace that is very visible. It's kind of hanging down. He's probably should be wearing a suit, but he is not. He's not even really wearing that much like white or black. Like, pick a fucking thing. He's not really caring. But he has this necklace on that is visible, and it is a large brooch that is blood red in color. Though the design is slightly different, is very familiar. It is very similar to the one that Bloody Mary was using before it was destroyed. At least in just its bulbous redness. Obviously here on TV it does just seem like it's a giant red stone. But he is up on screen basically. It is almost obvious that he is just doing lip service to the sadness of losing this executive.
Yeah.
He doesn't say a lot. It's just that, Miko Industries and their subsidiary Maiden Pharmaceuticals will continue on. And he gives the slogan for Maiden Pharmaceuticals, which is, we'll take care of everything. And then as the news goes on, there are talks that Maiden Pharmaceuticals is attempting to compete with Dockwagon for LA.
Gonna wish we'd killed him before I found out who I am.
There is a string of essentially Aztec Spanish curses that come from Morningstar's mouth. She looks to the others and goes, "What are we going to do?"
You're gonna do your digging scales. I'm gonna pull my strings. When the time comes cloudy, is going to cast some real choice spells, and our new friend here is going to show us what he can do. He's going to help.
Personal business, I'm assuming?
Oh, it's personal business, but it's more than that. When we was leaving Vegas, when we was taking down that blood god, I got a glimpse inside their getaway vehicle. First off, LA Pharmaceuticals was exactly the place that was heading. Second off, these guys got ties to the LA flood. These guys got ties to them folks that was poisoning the homeless.
Okay. Do I make mention to Sleipnir?
Not yet. No, don't. You wait for it. I actually got a meeting with him tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh.
I will begin my research now then. Her face gets very serious. And she will spend, until she falls asleep, researching everything she can about this situation. And she uses the encryption methods that 404 and Boar's Head taught her to make sure that she is invisible.
We'll put in your encryption and you may start your thing. We will write down that you are going to be doing basically just a long-term research in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And this evening, with this camaraderie and news, we are going to end it for the night. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. We had a lovely time. I feel bad when I have to be mean, but no, we had a good time. We are gonna go. Fuck.
I mean, sure, we know a place.
I'm gonna fucking. You're out of the game. Leave. Second episode. That's all you got. Get the fuck out. No, we're gonna go in order of. No. We're gonna go in order of. Damn, my brain no worky good.
Most likely to drink a thing in front of him without knowing what it is.
Yeah, fuck it. That will be funny because I have to put. Because Wonton doesn't have links, but I'm gonna put Noscavian's links up while Wonton tells us. Shellhound, who are you and why do you exist?
I exist because my parents had sex on Christmas a couple decades ago.
Nice.
I'm also Wonton. Hi guys. I'm here because my friends think I'm funny. I also exist wherever they want me to play tabletop with them, and I'm just here to have fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
We love our dear Wonton. Wonton does not have any links, but I'm going to slide up Noscavian's links as he had to go to bed early and leave us, but he is always in our thoughts and prayers and loves. So I'm going to put his stuff up. The link tree is books. He has friends who've written many. I don't remember them all off the top of my head. Books.
Dream.
Both of our dear Mojave's books, Wardbreaker and Windswept.
I believe the Bloodletting series is another one.
Yeah, I think it's Bloodlust of the Bloodletting series.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All fun. And then we're going to go in order after Wonton, because Wonton's on his own time scale now. And I'm going to pick... We're going to go in order of me picking a different fucking order.
What?
Yes.
Shush. You'll understand when I do it. Most likely to talk back to a mob boss. Morningstar, who are you and why do you exist?
Listen, listen. You better nuck if you buck. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, hi guys. I'm Darissa Rave, all over the internet and here on Table of Horrors. I obviously play Morningstar. but I've been in some other stuff. Check out the VODs and you can see all of that. I am also a part of Lanyap Gaming, where I am both player and storyteller. Currently, we are in the middle of filming Blood and Jazz Malveillance, a prequel series to Blood and Jazz, with some familiar faces from here over there. I am the DM of that story, and hopefully when you guys watch it, you enjoy it. Other than that, I have a YouTube channel where I do ASMR style readings of my favorite books and things that I enjoy. Go check it out if you like that sort of thing. I also have a spicy account to which check that out if you like that. I am also going to be in Rolling Nomads, Oh Gods of Appalachia. And when that comes out, I will let you know. But that'll be a fun thing, and hopefully you enjoy that too. Go check out Rolling Nomads' other stuff; they're great. And I think that's it. That's about it. That's what I do.
Let's see. Most likely. Most likely to drink himself into stupor because, dear sweet God, what is wrong with all of these people? Cloudy, who are you and why do you exist?
To steal wontons, but I am here because my parents had sex on their wedding night. Yay, huzzah. But I am also here to occasionally be the one sensible person amidst the chaos and bullshit that is y'all mob and gang.
Yep.
Anywho, I mostly just play here on Mondays, but occasionally will join other friendos here and elsewhere on various other projects throughout the week. Right now, most of the ones here are on hiatus, but hey, or at least the ones, whatever, things are as they do. But otherwise, I'm just out and about having a good time.
And then most likely to astrally shove themselves under a seat cushion.
Don't worry about it.
Mojave, who are you and why do you exist?
Hello, I am Daybreakathon, author, artist, streamer, general, overall sunshine-shaped weirdo. I did the character art for the well, all these characters have art. I did the character art here. I have written 2 books, Wordbreaker and Windswept, which are both available for sale if you click on the links where links exist. I also stream video games. I play whatever I want, whenever I can, over on my own channel, right here on Twitch, Daybreakathon. Lately, it has been a lot of Tormenting Softy in Pal World, with just, on those off days, just a little bit of Project Zomboid sprinkled in. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. I think this. Oh, I guess you can find me here and now doing this thing, and also on Thursdays doing the vampire thing in Carnage and D Minor, and also in some other places doing some other things that have previously been mentioned. That's the thing that I normally forget to say that I'm trying to remember to say. And of course, my dog hears me saying these things, and he runs up to say hello.
Hi, puppers.
Hello, pupper.
That's kind of getting sat on, right?
What? I'm
No,
not
you're
doing
not-
this. I'm not doing this with you. I'm just not. I'm not engaging.
I'm muting you.
I will
All
over
right.
a different seat cushion.
Most likely to cast Wonton into the void is, hi, me. I've been your Cosmic GM, Softanomicon. Obviously here on the Mondays, here in Temple of Horrors, I do Run the Flood, the thing you have been watching for the last 5 hours. Thank you for being here, by the way. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. I am a person on the internet, aside from this, where I'm on my own channel, where I do as I do, and most of the time being tormented by day in Pal World, at least right about now. And then on Tuesdays, so I guess tomorrow, well, it depends, but I want to try to do creative stuff, but I might get dragged into Pal World, and then I'll be tortured. Or maybe I'll do creative stuff with Day and be tortured. But hey, it's always fun.
I love my friends dearly, and I treat them exceptionally well.
Everyone likes fried calamari, don't they? All right. But they're my links. I also have, though it is currently under modifications for future things. I have a Patreon where right now, if you go onto it, $3 a month, and you can get access to my coloring book, which is the periodic table of monsters. I'm working very hard on it, and everyone who's seen it says it's cool. So hey, woo! That. Oh, also the intro overlay and the person thing talking to you. I made all of those. I have commissions. I'm still reworking all the prices, but contact me in ways and I might make thing for you.
Hey.
That's how I'm going to do that until I figure out a better thing for it. I'm going to put the Table of Horrors links up once I stop. Mr. Clicking. God damn it. My keyboard got stuck and I just literally had A's filling my chat bar.
What a move.
Right? We are gonna go raiding on none of the people I'm normally following here, so we're gonna pick someone I've not really seen before. I don't know what Mothership is, but I found somebody. DM Jeremy. They're playing it's Mothership The Final Destination.
Ooh.
I don't know if this is just space, alien, or maybe Star Trek. Either way, it looks actually kind of interesting. Let's go say hi. So I'm going to do that, but when I do this, we can't go until... Morningstar says the line.
Fight gangsters if you gotta.